Oh, I'm about to do something very illegal.
We're live,
Oh, boy.
so
I just summoned a strong monster, and now I'm going to use an effect to get rid of his monster. Hmm?
what?
What'd you say?
I said we're live.
Oh,
So when you said I'm about to do something illegal,
oh, I did not realize. I'm sorry.
Booga, I live.
woo!
Welcome back to the land of the living.
Yeah, no, the other day I was basically still recovering from a very exhausting time this weekend, so I needed the extra sleep.
You
It's
know
all
what?
good, dude.
Fair.
So it did technically start like last Friday when I went to the party I mentioned I was heading to, like Friday, Saturday, something around there. But more recently, I've been getting some bad news regarding the health of a relative, so that's been taxing.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Eh, I don't know what to say for that. Actually, I forgot what I was going to say.
I know what to say to that. Check your messenger, Latios.
I needed that.
I sent him the images you took, Taro.
Oh,
Oh,
You can't
Cliff
let
is
me
here.
down
Hello.
when my expectations are non-existent.
Gablae kept getting dunked on. Like, damn.
no, it was either or Kiao that said we'll be taking your highly experimental heavy
Heavy metal.
metal. No,
And he
because
was
like
like, fair enough.
fair
Your bat
enough.
shoe will make an excellent trade. I'm
Oh,
sorry to hear
when
that,
Red
Cliff.
saw that, he raged about how you can't just trade mechs like trading cards. And I told him, tell that to Gundam Wing.
Also, I think it's different in heavy metal, Elgheim. Like, I haven't actually watched the show because it's hard to find. Then they stole the Bat Shoes main cannon. Yeah, that happened. Um, I
So,
believe for heavy
to
metals, like they are mostly mass produced, with unique ones being quite rare. Like even like A class heavy metals seem to be mass produced, but to a lesser extent.
it just makes it easier to repair them in the field.
Yep, I believe that was the idea. Units like Elgheim are rare because they're either heavily customized or completely unique.
It's why I will always appreciate the gyms in Gundam. They do a lot of the heavy lifting off screen you don't see. Mass produced units don't get nearly enough love.
See, this is why I love Scope Dog. Scope
Especially if
Dog,
you're a gym type, because for some reason, if you don't have a mono eye, you ain't worth shit to the Gundam fan base.
because Scope Dog is the little robot that could. As far as I can tell, it is a mass produced model for the most part. It has a different color scheme, but I think that's just because he painted it. Normally, heavy metals all use the same parts. A class are either the ones that are still mass produced, but like lovingly put together, or custom jobs.
So, Taro, you want to see a custom machine I was putting together the other day
Sure.
in
Yeah,
between like
speaking of
naps?
customs,
The first picture is going to be a bit blurry, so I can't do much about that. This is my Shining Emerald Gundam Unit 3 complete. I did later add a few more armor pieces to the arms and the legs afterwards, but that is effectively its current state.
Nice.
You know what? Give me a second, and I can actually take a picture of the true current state of this machine.
Oh shit, I didn't know this. If you dye the charged headdress in Tears of the Kingdom, it dyes Link's hair.
Oh.
Cool.
Alright, Cliff says Scope Dog uses a mass produced model as its base, but it's been heavily customized. So much so that many of the normal mass produced model parts just don't fit anymore. Ah. I still like it though.
Oh, fuzz.
Alright, the links have been sent out. Cliff, for future reference, when this screen or the ending screen is up, no, the sound alerts don't work. Just to let you know, man.
Oh. Well, I tried my best. I just got dunked on severely. Just like Gablae.
Oh, that poor man.
Okay. I am just about ready to send the update pictures. I just got one last one I'm gonna want to snap, and that is the 3 Shining Emeralds together. Well, technically 4, but I'm considering redoing that into a separate custom.
Um, also, um, I don't know if Pharaoh already told you, but we left Amuro alone for that entire stream. No one voiced him.
It got
you.
really weird.
Yeah, it was just everyone else was talking and Amuro was just like,
Saying nothing. Additionally,
He's
if
a
I
new
recall
type. You
correctly,
don't have to. You've got telepathy.
if I recall correctly, the facility response for the average Scope Dog's base model was destroyed and was not rebuilt. So there's a limited number of parts that will fit the Scope Dog worldwide. Oh,
So you've got to make those missions count.
seems like it.
Alrighty. Here's the up-to-date. The burst mode still looks more or less the same. The wings of light are still basically the same.
Alright, so last time, the chat got wild.
yeah, it did.
And I decided to save and suspend in the middle of a mission, simply because it took a while just to take Gablae down. So it's it would take a bit longer to clear the mission. So I just decided, you know what? Save this for tomorrow.
It's a two-parter. It's a two-parter.
Yeah, it's a two-parter. There we go.
So if you'll look in the general stream chat here, that's the current state of the Emerald 3, and next to its predecessors,
Nice.
with a guest appearance by my custom Hainu frame.
Nice.
Like a certain, like a certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, with a certain, Japanese man with a, like a certain, Japanese man with, daddy issues, let's say. Hey, 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 hey!
What the fuck?
George.
So,
Oh yeah.
in the final picture there, that is my original Shining Emerald Gundam, sort of. It is the first one in its lineage anyways, at the far right. Custom color scheme, I glued the O Gundam rollout type's GN drive to the back because it's supposed to have a GN drive there in the build divers thing I was doing. And I swapped out the left side skirt for an adapted Astray red frame sword.
Ah.
In the middle, we have Shining Emerald 2, which I admit it was basically an experiment to see what I could do with the spare parts. A spare O Gundam torso, a bunch of parts from the Shining Break, Double O Diver, sorry, Double O Sky, and the Star Burning Gundam. Honestly, that thing's articulation is actually better than the original HG Future Century Shining Gundam, if only for the addition of the O Gundam's torso.
What's up, Cliff? Oh, no! See, what I did was I cleared the mission, like, I did the optional, requirement, and I got this mech instead.
So, you want to know a fun fact, Taro? In the Build Divers universe there, because I'd actually started to see kind of a resemblance there with the way it's built and how it's supposed to function, the Shining Emerald 2 takes its influence not only from the Shining Gundam and the O Gundam, but also from the Gundam Pixie.
There's a fucking woodpecker around here somewhere, and he's pissing me off.
You do know what the Gundam Pixie is, yes? If not, I can explain it briefly.
Sure. Like I said, I don't know much about Gundam yet.
Okay, so...
Alright, where are you, motherfucker?
The Gundam Pixie is like... It is a ground type machine. It is meant for like combat in atmosphere, but it is incredibly light. It is given only the bare basics for armaments. A couple of beam daggers and either a single bullpup machine gun or a pair of 90mm SMG things. It is meant to hit hard, move fast, and be difficult to spot thanks to a radar-resistant coating.
Oh.
In the case of the Shining Emerald 2 there, I realized it only really has the two beam sabers and its head Vulcans for armaments. And with all the thrusters on it, i.e. the two on the legs and the GN drive itself, it would be one speedy little machine. So I had realized I might have unintentionally had some Pixie inspiration in with my O Gundam and Shining Gundam stuff. As for the Shining Emerald 3, that in-universe would have been my OC pulling out all the stops. The big bad has gotten too big for his britches, and it's time to cut him down to size. 5 GN drive, full body psycho frame, along with the standard standard advantages a mobile fighter would have over a mobile suit. And also on the back there, back of the GM drive, multi-purpose weapons. Capable of firing railguns, beam cannons, turning into beam rifles with a high output, or becoming a pair of anti-ship beam swords. Hence that shot of the full burst mode. Oh, dang. That shot of the full burst mode there with all the blue effect parts. That is effectively this thing on maximum output.
Yes, I know. It's the theme of Mega Ranger.
It's the Mega Ranger, or how the American variant goes.
Let's rock
Let's
it!
rock it!
3, 3, 5. All right.
All units, stay sharp. Something's coming from above.
Oh, lovely!
The Wolgar!
Of course they did here.
If I knew they would be here, I would have gotten Team Rabbits out. They bop. What?
I was about to say, I tried to get you to get Team Rabbits out.
You wanted me to get Red 5 and Black 6 out.
2 of Team Rabbit,
Are
that's
they-
good enough, right?
Are they not Team Rabbits, though?
Well, okay. Yeah, fair. They bopped their guys back at Ceres, and now they're descending onto Mars? Who wants this one?
I advise it. Seems from 2 different civilizations. Ooh, this hunt is going to be fun.
They're attacking indiscriminately?
The Wolgara are targeting both our forces and the Poseidons.
We appear to have a three-way battle on our hands, Captain.
This may be exactly what we're looking for, actually. Captain Warcries has got the gears turning again. Oh, no.
Captain Warcrimes! Hey, if the Black Hats want to wipe each other out, that's a win-win for us. The guy at the head of the line sure stands out a bunch.
Pronunciation, please?
Teoria.
Yoria mentioned that the Wolcaro squadrons are led by commanders.
Cliff! Cliff!
I don't want to understand the meaning behind that.
I am so in the dark right now, my Freedom Gundam is looking like a Confusion Gundam.
Cliff said she wants my jeans. Well, I know one way she can have them.
I'm gonna walk over there and slap you now.
Did you see that, Rack? Like, damn, no wonder she lives in space. Gravity would be running around.
We do not need a repeat of yesterday. You know what happened to Bear.
Cliff, I have a spray bottle with pepper water in it. Don't test me.
No, the part about her and gravity is what got me. Because that's funny.
I still remember that part where you got up out of your chair and just hid behind that bed for a solid minute and a half.
Yep.
I missed a lot while I was gone.
Yeah, you did. It's like,
It reminds me of the feeling of missing out on a D&D session.
or when you miss a day of school. It's like every day, every day you go, it's like boring. But the one time you miss out, it's like everything happens.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Did you
That one
read
was-
this line?
That one would seem to fit the description.
Okay.
All units are to intercept the Poseidon and Wolgaru forces. Stay sharp and don't let them pincer you. Oh yes, time to get landfill in on the action.
Hell yeah.
Ah, you think that'll actually do damage to me, you cheap knockoff? Oh god, that actually did damage to me.
Are you talking to yourself there, my dude? Because that was pretty pathetic.
For a minute, I thought you were talking about Super Bill Tiger, and then I realized you were talking about the heavy metal pilot. Because technically, yes, Super Bill Tiger does talk to himself.
The confusing state of anything resembling a Transformers combiner. Sometimes there's multiple minds inhabiting one body, other times it's just one mind driving while everything else sits back, and other times still, the other minds just simply fade out in favor of a new combined intelligence.
Yep.
It is difficult to tell what happens, and they have varying levels of stability.
Yep. I still like to think that Volcanicus would be the most stable combiner. Like, because the Dinobots are so freaking unstable half the time that if they actually combine into a working combiner and not the Beast, they would be the most stable one.
This is why Red said in my old RID 2001 chat that by having Volcanicus merely exist in that timeline, I've created something even more terrifying than Fortress Maximus on a rampage.
Yep. Cliff says landfill? Shit, that's actually clever. Also, Super Build Tiger's actually pretty good. Yeah, he's a pretty solid unit.
Yeah, to explain my reference there, in the Transformers Robots in Disguise series back in 2001, there was a team of 4 construction vehicles, referred to collectively as the Build Team, that could combine into a unit called Landfill. J-Buster! Let's go!
Because you're in a bad guy's mook mech, what do you expect?
Because you are not plot relevant, that's why.
And yes, Cliff, I've been taking your advice. I've not been spamming Wings of Light.
Enemy sighted, Uso. Guess I have to do this. Time to use the Beam Saber.
Tell me he's not related! Tell me he's not related!
I can't just sit here dodging, but...
Like, I know in this game it wouldn't make sense because of how things have worked out. Like, in terms of, like, timeline. But, like, I don't care. Uso is still his grandson.
Reminds me of a joke you made at my own Gundam fanfic timeline in Clash of the Titans.
Oh, yeah.
When I mentioned that Sailor's son would eventually become a mobile suit pilot. And this is after I had her do the same kick. When I mentioned, yeah, he's gonna do that kick too, you had said something along the lines of, okay, it's official, it's genetic.
Yeah, the fucking shark kick is genetic. I imagine their father fucking did that kick once.
It's been in their family line for generations.
They're descended from a team of they're descended from a soccer player or a kickboxer. I don't know.
Or a martial artist.
That too. Also, I believe Cliff gave me shit for making, for giving support defend to, Shadow Maru. In my defense, I didn't know what I was doing.
Speaking of the mech ninja himself,
You getting hit by shurikens?
listen to the ninja bot, please.
Translation, you suck. Encounter is the name of this mission.
I spent my life fighting invading armies. Gotcha! You want to be there then? You can die. No, you're not.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Latios, just so you don't claim I'm stealing one of theirs in the future, I have taken over, Volta.
Do what?
I've taken over Volta since their voice almost moved out. I was trying to do Volta yesterday.
Yeah, I kept triggering my gag reflex.
Okay.
Like, I was in the middle of one of his speeches and then I just went, oh!
I must say, I would do a better Volta, even though that terrified me.
Yeah, he does a very good, Zoltan. Oops. How's the... wait. Okay.
All that time doing Goro catchy voice impression paid off.
Stall the enemy commander! Impact cannons 1 and 2, prepare to fire!
Roger. Dual impact cannons 1 and 2. Prepare to fire!
Distance calculations confirmed. Matching relative speed. Fire at will! Red's doing more of his Zodiac armor Gundam bullshit.
Yeah, I like the concept.
Same. It's, again, a matter of execution.
I love how I gave him an idea and then he said, you know what? No.
And now you know how I felt when he tried to refuse everything I tried to do to help his Gundam Lucifer's Destiny not be a sitting target.
Like, I don't even remember what it was, but like I had a solid idea for like the all rounder, like the base suit or whatever.
The more I hear about this red guy, I'm my I fear for my brain cells.
I still want to get a group together for a Mecha D20 game.
So, this Gundam Lucifer's Destiny thing, he built it exclusively for a single attack that's supposed to take, quote, 5 minutes to charge. But we don't know if that's just 5 minutes to prepare the attack, 5 minutes to launch it, or a combined 10 minutes for both charge and fire. He's making it overly... He's basically making a big stink about, I cannot share any other power for any other weapons, so
Hi, Web.
my Gundam has to be protected by everyone
Web.
else while it's charging. And this is the only thing it's capable of doing. I straight up gave him physical weapons that don't require battery or charging in any capacity, and he complained to no end about it. That I was somehow ruining the gimmicks by giving it weapons to defend itself that don't require the battery charge. And bear in mind, for all that stink he's making about how it's conserving the battery, he has wings of light on this machine. Which, these are the Destiny Gundam's wings of light, so they're not even doing anything productive like the freaking V2s. They're just making the suit waste energy. I barely convinced him to keep the claws, because it turned out they fit the aesthetic he wanted. Kraken shares her own grievances. Because when we were attempting to, like, create some form of constructive criticism for this whole thing, I had to spend about anywhere from 2.5 to like 3.5 days, I can't exactly remember, just going through the entire story with her. And she's like, why does it feel 3 times as long as it actually is, while nothing's actually happening? Basically everything Red did to try to build his mobile suits, and then eventually decided to just go, screw Gundam, I want Super Robo instead. Like, he's trying to avoid using Gundams in a Gundam MMO world. Let me repeat. In a freaking massively multiplayer online game centered around Mobile Suit Gundam, he's trying to avoid using mobile suits entirely and use something from a different series.
See,
with active disdain for the universe of Gundam and the things it brought.
Waving in every player's face to go, then why are you finding this game?
see, at least when I joined in on that, at least I was still using Gundam units. I just customized them to look like fucking Power Rangers.
And you know what? Kraken loved it. She legit loved what you were doing, because she basically said, you took the whole concept that Red was trying to do of making a Super Robo themed mobile suit, and you made it work.
Thank you.
Because you actually put the time and the effort into figuring out how it functions. And describing it. Like, that's important. The fact that you described how this machine works to the audience.
Yeah, like, it uses the flash system since there's, like, more than one unit. It's capable.
Like, for context, the flash system originated in Afterwar Gundam X. It's basically a remote control system that allows you to control multiple bit mobile suits like funnels.
And like,
In Gundam X, you could control up to 12 of these things at a time.
my character could switch between each unit for like whatever the needs may be.
If he needed to do a specific playstyle for a mission, he had a unit specifically built for that playstyle. And the way you boarded your machine in the game was basically tantamount to teleporting, so you could just move from machine to machine.
Alright, I will be right back.
So there's that, and there was my machine, which was that Shining Emerald Gundam, the first one, because I never had the chance to do any of the mid-season upgrade things. The story I had there was that my character was dealing with confidence issues. He sees all these high-level players, and he's worried that his little Gunpla that could isn't good enough. It turns out, the Gunpla is hella strong. It's just not responding too well to his lack of confidence. So as he eventually gets more comfortable with the game and learns what he can and can't do, the machine starts to listen more and more and gets all the more powerful. Standard protagonist journey. And Red told me I'd built a nuclear option button. For having what was arguably the weakest unit in the team.
And he gets your protagonist arc well enough to actually not argue with the NPCs for like time.
The character Red had in the story, which was basically named Red for his in-game username. Oh, I don't. Apparently, he didn't even realize the kind of character he was writing until he got an outsider's perspective on it and realized, oh crap, because in story Red was even more of an asshole than I've made Red sound so far. Actively snapping at other her characters, basically refusing to let anyone outside of the main cast exist, and even then, kind of not even that.
Okay, fine.
And he was woefully stubborn too. There's a moment where, after going to a specific map, he wants to find that map in the game. Issue is, that map we were on is actually an alternate dimension accessed through the game. It'll make sense later on when I'm actually able to establish the context here, which I never got to do. But anyways, this place he's looking for isn't in the game, and he's refusing to come back until he finds that spot. So he's been flying around in a super robo-mech trying to find a map that doesn't exist, and tells me to my face, you're gonna have to make me come back. So you know what I did? I had a griefer snipe him out of the sky. He had to respawn, there was a money penalty and everything.
So,
and
my mom called me and asked me what the first name of my last girlfriend was.
Alright, you said make me. Be careful what you ask for.
That's weird there.
Yeah.
On a tangent there, I was talking about the moment I sniped Red out of the sky. One of many times we actually got payback for the absolute raging dick his character was. Like, poor May went through so much grief because of this guy.
He was just immediately hostile on sight, and then wondered why she didn't like him.
Like, you were immediately hostile to her on sight the instant she showed up, just because she was offering directions to the mission podium. And you're wondering why she doesn't like you. Damn near every word out of Red's mouth in story to this character was effectively some semblance of you're doing it wrong. Which, by the way, bold talk coming from the guy who is blatantly refusing to use Gundam in a Gundam game to tell someone they built their machine wrong. Yeah, in a Gundam build series, whatever context, telling someone they built their machine wrong is like the highest level of insult. It's basically telling you your imagination is defective and you're stupid, do this instead.
It's like saying your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
Because that's the whole point of this
Yes.
game. there apparently is a right or a wrong way to custom things. Otherwise,
There says it's essentially equivalent to saying your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. Basically.
Also, Webb,
Yeah,
what's
in the room?
What's a question? What was a question and a half? What I said about my mom?
Kristen's got the mixer going, so I'm not like throwing anything out.
Yeah, I'm going to take the headphones out now so Kraken can take a shot at complaining because I can feel the rant coming.
What? What did I do?
But yeah, it's fine. It's basically just battle quotes for the actual combat turns. We voice them on occasion, but they're not necessary. It's not plot.
Yeah, no, but right in the Gundam bar there was like normal writing story, but followed up to 11. Like everything bad about original Red, like the character in everything that he writes, because everybody is still Red. It's confusing, I'm sorry, but that's how it is. This one was original Red in the Zero series, but followed up that he became that much more of a dick. And because he's here in a game that this thing is, why are you saying this? And I know that some people do.
Hey, Epsilon, what's up?
Like, to reiterate this point, the in-story push non-player character May, she's she would have been an important character to the story, but all she did at that time was just walk in and give directions to the mission counter because my character and Red appeared to be lost. Because they'd only just been introduced to the game. They don't know where to go. So,
depending on how close she was to you, you guys were like speaking to each other out loud about how lost you were too. So if she was within earshot, then it's not impossible for her to come over and go, hey, I
she
think
basically
you
was.
might want to go that way.
She more or less was in earshot, if memory serves.
But that was only the first time, because for sure, even in the story after that, all she has to do is play. I can't say anything to him, and he's immediately.
I'm good. I'm good.
But like condescending and was saying that you're doing this game wrong, this game that you just used to play correctly yourself or whatever. Like I really wonder to other people, why isn't she with me?
I had Patrick Kawakawa, who has basically been a recurring joke. He's basically been a Where's Waldo joke in every Build Divers episode, including the later sequel Re-Rise. I had him show up, actively call Red out for his behavior, call him an asshole, tell him what he did wrong, and proceed to suggest how to fix it. And Red basically doubles down, I did nothing wrong.
Sir, not only did you do everything wrong, you did it wrong. Like, even more wronger!
Yes, you did it wrong. Worse than usual. Like, holy crap, I'm like, I know you have issues with the things that Red does.
Okay, Cliff. Also, yes, Webb.
He's still unlikable, it's unreal.
We are fighting two factions at once. And Epsilon, I'm glad you're feeling cheerful today, man.
I've actually asked people who were exposed to the story what they thought of each character, and I've been told flat out, they wanted Shinta, my character, and Ardok, Bear's character, to be the main protagonist because they were the most likable characters in comparison to Red.
My mood is quite high, even if I had a hell of a day today. That's good.
Doesn't take no for an answer, doesn't think of stuff, and then wonders why everybody that you run into hates you.
This is what happens when you think like.
They're just jealous.
To the point where he actively creates. To the point where he actively created characters who exist solely to bully him and make him more palatable to the audience. Instead of building
other
thing is,
other kind of things for him to do or be useful in new ways, he hasn't tried to write.
Here's how.
We gotta double down and just do the usual.
Here is the sheer level of I did nothing wrong that he radiated. I was basically trying to nudge his character in a direction to realize he's been an asshole and attempt to grow from it. It wasn't intentional that he got this far, but we could still use it to develop his character into a better person. You know, have his character arc.
That would have made him by the end much more likable. Instead, he decides to go, no, I see that you're trying to make my character realize that I've been a jerk, and you know what? My character doesn't want to deal with that right now, so he's just going to rage quit out.
He outright told me that the more I attempt to, quote, develop his character for him, end quote, the more he will blatantly refuse it and attempt to stay put.
Wait, I just realized why his name is Red. He's a brick wall personified.
Oh, I needed that.
He's obtrusive and unuseful, like raging fires. We just want to put them out with like tsunamis of water because watching them go into non-existence is just satisfying.
In game, he also attempted to create a team base without the team's consent. Won't let them enter it to live in because that's effectively their living quarters in game. Because it doesn't meet his standards yet, and it doesn't meet his standards yet because he's not finished building it because he refused to get one of the pre-made bases that were very much livable. Seemed like he had to actively downgrade it to make it unlivable enough to warrant keeping people out. And also, because he does this, he effectively also sold the player character, like the team's other player housing in the process. So now everybody's basically out on the street, and whatever collectibles they gathered are gone.
Mr. Epsilon! Nice!
I can be helpful in justice, and this is why I can justify now as a leader. He didn't really realize the whole ramifications of what he was doing. Considering that he also didn't listen to the money explanation that was legit there in the first 15 minutes of chapter 1, and decided to
I went out of my
currency so that he could control the situation from there.
Like, I legit went out of my...
But no one was allowed to use it, and anything that's allowed to be bought is coupons that decided to throw in. Because he cannot be the only one to get the coupons. This is how he controls the purchases and what goes on here.
And, of course, I did introduce the in-game currency in Chapter 1. Showed off how it works, how you earn it. Basically, I showed off the game's money system.
We even got the small fluffy thing eats everything that isn't nailed down, like 3 times body weight joke in the first 15 minutes, which sets up the money. So, like, what? He kind of forgot about that, and then decided he was the only thing he can but he didn't remember that he use it.
Despite the fact that every time we cleared a mission, I tried to include, yeah, this is the amount of currency earned, this is the unlocks you got. I didn't always get to do that, but I tried to remember to put it in. Because, again, it's kind of a thing.
playing the hero to rescue a damsel. I don't care for you one bit, Daba My Road. I was never trying to play a hero. I just wanted to save Am. So you fight for love? Is that your idea of a brutally unfunny joke? I don't know if it's love exactly, but I'm more than willing to fight for those who matter to me. Sorry.
He says it there. There's no conversation right there. See, I can protect everybody and I know what's best for everybody, even when you don't feel working with that.
So, this leads me to what I was inevitably going to address.
What'd you
the
find,
Tiger
Epsilon?
Wolf fight.
Yeah, when the NPC is also staring back like the audience, because we're equally confused at why Red is yelling at him for agreeing with him.
So, Tiger Wolf is one of the top 30 players in the entire game. I think top 25. He is one of the best players globally. He saw my character and saw potential in him early on in the story. I made sure to establish that as early on as I could. And I did attempt to train him in his own unique, ambushy way. And when Shinta is finally capable of fighting back, Shinta still loses this fight, but he puts up one hell of a show. To the point where Shinta actually manages to unlock his first move.
I've been fighting AI covers recently. They're pretty funny.
So, Tiger Wolf. Just call him Tiger for short. Everybody does.
Tigerhawk is what I call the character in Combinator Gaim. Because that was literally his name.
I'm thinking
So,
like Beast Wars. Wrong name. Wrong name.
So, for short, we're just gonna call him Tiger because people in game do that too.
But he's just coming off of this speech of how, see, I told you, you have more power than you realize, and you just need to harness your own confidence and build yourself up from there, and you'll reach the greatest heights ever. TM, trademark, flash a smile, thumbs up.
Like, he's basically telling him, to polish your gun stuff up is here, so you need to polish yourself. And until you two manage to get yourself up to your gun plus level, you're just gonna keep letting it down.
He will spread through some of this conversation, Tiger Man, for pushing him too far, and yeah, you know, he's totally capable of great things, but you know, you need to be careful how you push him, you know, because he's got so much potential. You just don't be giving him bad ideas about what he's capable of, you know, because he's just awesome. And Tiger looking at him like, yes, I just said all of that. What? Why are you yelling at me?
Like, I need to
You
clarify.
read that twice, you look at him go, wait a minute. I'm like, he's agreeing with him. Why is he yelling?
To the point where Red in story accused Shinta of being suicidal because he got hurt all of once.
What?
What happened else he didn't see, and apparently it only happened once. So it's not even like there's any kind of hint of breadcrumbs of suicidal behavior.
Various
So,
GGBA, JJBA characters.
and that's where
Singing the
is
openings.
staring back and confused, like, why is this the
songs.
altercation we're having right now? Like, the character doesn't know what to do with that either. It's like,
At which point, having finally had enough, I had Shinta Falcon Punch him.
This is the grasshopper kick I was waiting for. I waited 3 chapters for that to finally. No, probably more than 3 chapters. So.
More like
They
9.
went on forever.
More like 9.
Oh my god.
Kind of reminds me of when I called Red a brain dead donkey straight to his face.
Is this a different story or is this
Out of story.
out of it? Okay.
No, he was going on another rant, and then I just called him then I just said, "Ya brain dead donkey."
Right?
Yeah.
Because I told him, I'm like, why is he contradicting this guy? Because they're agreeing with each other.
I do remember Epsilon.
He read whatever had been written before that, and just focused on argument after that because he didn't read what Tiger actually said. And this is why it looks like that. Which is why
Like-
they're just standing there confused.
Tiger Wolf's whole shtick for what he was trying to teach Ginza was basically, I could see the anxiety and the lack of confidence, and I'm gonna teach you how to push that out of your mind so you can focus on what you're doing and how to best draw out your power.
Yeah, but the developing man just doesn't think through the things that he does. Because I had to also point out that another thing that was people that he kind of accidentally made Rainbow Dash a racist. And I was like, I don't think you realize that that's how this comes off. But he's like, oh no, I didn't know that.
Because not everything that you do is cool. Yeah, it could be considered cool that Rainbow Dash somehow knows how to speak dragon, but it might not come off that way.
The fact that she defaults to it in spite of seeing a dragon is where it
Despite
gets
personally knowing a dragon. Several dragons.
Ah, okay. I'll check that out later.
They suddenly start responding to things because of course they don't understand. I'm like, did you realize you just looked at right now? He's like, okay. Oh, that's totally not intentional. I'm like, I didn't think it was, but it's there. You might want to look at that. So some things I think he does without actually thinking them through.
A thing that Red also has difficulty registering is that for all of the criticism that Kraken throws his way, I get my fair share of it too. I recently got a speech about how sometimes the best thing to do for your story is to let that head idea you've held close to your chest, effectively that baby of yours, just not be here.
Sometimes you have to know when to cut the darling. It's a good cool idea, and if you fall off the execution, and I want to put that right here, but you realize that it doesn't fit right here, because it'll have to break your world building and have magic things, and it doesn't belong in the future. There's no good way to turn it in, so you have to just let go, even though you go, but it's a cool idea, I want to use it, but you can't use it here, and so you either have to just save it for later for something else, and you go, hey, and I can make this fit here. Or you just have to kind of let it go into a shelf of cool ideas that you hope will come, like the jar of cool ideas that you hope things come back out of. But sometimes they might not, like you run that risk. But yeah, knowing, being able to recognize from the outside when something that it's so cool and it's awesome and I'm invested in this idea, but it really doesn't work here. And needing to actually just take it back out. That part sucks.
But yeah, like, I get this kind of writing adaptations and positive criticism all the time. And to my credit, I don't like doing this first. Like, to my credit, I've taken that, I've tried to learn from it. I don't like the idea of, like, building myself up like this, devoting myself like this. Like, I'm trying to learn! I'm trying to learn! I'm trying to improve! I am taking in whatever I can attempting to get better.
Well, the second that you stop doing any of that, the second you have problems. So, like, the fact that people actually are trying to learn how to do something better is in itself a good thing.
Red, in contrast, takes any form of criticism, no matter how well-intentioned, as a personal attack. Something
You won't get away with this.
Unlike just,
I'll get you next time, Daba My Road. And your little girl, too.
Oh my gosh. She practically called me Baba's girl.
Focus, Sam.
But, yeah, so it makes actually trying to have
Wow.
any kind of
You
usable
really know how to
conversations about
get a situation.
toy items and slash improvements to it. Very.
like, my dad didn't get to hear overly much of how Red's writing style is, and basically just heard how he's responded to a bunch of Amanda's attempts to help, and says flat out, it's like he takes criticism as a personal attack. Taro has it though.
They go from sort of neutral. I don't know if it makes sense, but they sort of neutral to like actively hostile in probably the span of like 4 bubbles. depending on what we're talking about and what it is that he wants to be able to figure out how to use or whatever it is you're critiquing. It goes from, all right, well, what do you think, to, you don't understand what I'm doing. Like,
Because you won't tell us what you're doing.
don't you know, when you ask for information like that, you just have your expectations too high, and like you're asking for too much. You're taking all the fun out of it.
It's like he's expecting people to go, this is the greatest thing, this is the greatest media I have ever seen.
Well, because you can have things still be somewhat vague, but you have to give the people enough setup so that when you pay off from that vagueness with the actual answers, it kind of delivers. If you're so vague to the point that you've confused your audience on what you're even talking about, you've gone and failed on step one.
Like, I at least attempt to answer the questions I bring up. My timing for these answers still needs work, because sometimes it's a little too sometimes it's a little too early, sometimes it's a little too late. It's still more practice that I admit I need, and I'm not going to get that practice unless I start writing more. So
the exposition has been chasing our dance. We can kind of figure it out by winging it. So as long as you don't do, as everybody here would know, which totally happens in a couple of things. That's not how you fit this exposition in naturally.
And on a related tangent here,
I'm not secretly a witch. I'm secretly a warlock. Or wizard. Wizard.
Oh, I think it was,
on a
Scooby-Doo, right? And that would make me a warlock. Back when
the movies were at their best.
Yes.
Anyways, what I was saying there, my tangent. Red has shown his disdain for this advice twice in his own story, where he basically turned his characters into mouthpieces for what Kraken has been trying to tell him, and almost doing so in a mocking tone.
I've gotten shots fired by that, yes. Because once Rainbow Dash goes from being kind of low-key accidentally racist into being, alright, well, okay, did I check all of my 20 questions off my list here? Like, she's got to check with the things she's supposed to ask, but she kind of low-key half calls it that. I'm like, alright, then.
And also, like, I just have to tell him, look, I'm sure you've actually watched bits of the show and gotten glimpses of what these characters are like. I'd advise you just not write for this universe. Because in the My Little Pony story we've been mentioning, one of the characters, Fluttershy, has been fluctuating sometimes just multiple times in the same scene within sentences of each other, from her early season personality to her late season personality and back.
That's also not when we're randomly jumping between people's heads.
Perspective, what's that?
Thinking things in the and then we'll randomly drag it apart for 2 seconds so he can make an observation about things, just an actual history or whatever. And then we'll go back to the first guy after having essentially a paragraph or two of that. And then we'll go
I'm somewhat ashamed to admit this, but like a part of me did get a sadistic glee out of seeing Red admit that I wrote his character better than he ever could when he saw what I had done with Fireball.
The desire to properly set up those things so the execution leads you with the end result you desire.
He wanted
just by starting the process that will get the end result out of it anyways.
He wanted to basically
making sure that when he gets to the end is how he gets to the end. Not just because, I see, I thought it's going to be a thing. I'm going to have to figure it out again because it's already here.
This Firebolt guy was supposed to be like this dragon who both does and doesn't do dragon-like things. Like,
just hoping to, and it making her be mostly so timid and afraid of things until she has to, like her friends get involved with stuff, and so that makes her kind of stop second guessing herself, and she just jumps in and reacts and not worry about being afraid. That's what he's hoping to go for. He bounces between though are too far apart for that to think.
Like I said, she goes from
in the corner to, all right, I'm a decadent snob, and that's a little too far of a jump for that kind of a character.
In the early seasons, it would take an episode's worth of time breaking her down to get her to that point. In the series proper, it took several seasons of development to be able to channel that willingly. Now, as I said, he wanted to have a dragon that acts like a dragon, but under a specific, different set of values to to the ones dragons normally behave on in their universe. And when he said that I did it better, here's more or less what I've done. In the MLP universe, dragons operate on a might makes right kind of a moral system here. If you're strong, you deserve good things, you've earned it. So like, one of their equivalents of a Christmas story is about a dragon who started off poor, hungry, and cold, who takes advantage of the kindness of her king, overthrows him, and leaves him in the position she was in at the start of the story. And this is considered a happy story to dragons, that a kindly king was taken advantage of and cast out for his weakness.
I don't even know if that's, I mean, even taking vibes out of that, so whether your Firebolt's established organisms or anything like that,
like in the show proper, when that story was finished, everybody's looking at the dragon who told it, and she shrugs and says, "It's a happy story for dragons." Now, how I did it was, instead of focusing on tearing enemies down and making himself strong, my iteration of Firebolt was more focused on building his friends up and making them stronger to in turn make himself stronger. If you bring up those around you, it shows strength of a different sort. Any dragon could breathe fire or crush a mountain. But if you can bring up others to be able to harness that same strength, it shows you're stronger in a completely different sense that most dragons will never be able to reach. So, this Firebolt, he actually listens to all this spiel about friendship being the source of all good things, and he's attempting to utilize it in a way he understands. That's my version of Firebolt.
The other one's just confusing because you can't decide whether or not he experienced the world enough to know what he's talking about, or whether he's been a hermit. It's the most worldly hermit you've ever met. I don't understand.
Red's version of Firebolt just goes on about, well, this was how I was raised, and how dragon culture still somehow fits into me, despite the fact that I was never raised around it.
He doesn't even acknowledge that you've traveled anywhere near dragons enough to learn it either, because you can't get that answer out of him either.
And also, she's not my mom, she's my caregiver, despite the fact that she hatched my egg and raised me from that moment on.
That's supposedly up to that point, if she's the only thing that you had contact with and you haven't had anybody around to contradict you, how have you not just grown up calling her mom? Okay, fine, no, you call her by her name, like, if you don't want to call her mom, but, like, caregiver is such a very cold and clinical way to look at it that it just kind of, it argues
it implies there's no actual connection here.
It argues with but she looks like,
feel nothing.
I mean, maybe he's trying to distance himself from the pain of her being dead, but it just makes it sound like he doesn't really care. For whatever's known that that's actually an act and that that's what's there for that purpose. It's just kind of there.
Whereas my Firebolt saw my OC, Midnight Sky, having just returned from a long trip, tells him, "You alright, buddy? You look like you've been through a fight." Midnight tells him, kind of, "Yeah, yes I have." And upon admission of getting through a big fight that left him this tired, but he's still standing, Firebolt smiles, he starts laughing, slaps him on the back, and says, "I knew you had it in you."
Bye, Taro.
Taro's gotta leave? Okay. Sorry for hijacking all this with our
I mean, I love
rambles.
things. This is a common pattern. Things don't add up. Including how when he's not the center of attention, nobody else is allowed to be either. Because if he's not important, then
Nobody's important.
why are we looking at anybody else? Case in point, we're just gonna go re-entry from Mars. Doesn't make sense. I was not happy with that in the slightest.
In short, I had attempted to switch perspective to focus on the rest of the team in that Gundam story as they're returning from a mission to the Mars location in their game. And instead of just going with them on their ship, not only does Red just take his Super Robo with his... He's taking Shin Getter, but...
Out of the way, don't you know? Because this is the revenge from shooting him down. Now he refuses to get into the, not quite get in the robot, he refuses to get into the ship here. So he can around and take me out things. But
So,
like, by the time you get to the end of that whole process,
as the ship is...
let's go, how have the three of you not agreed to put his ass out already? Like, let's all be done with him at that point. Because he comes off as a very, very manipulative...
Because in the mechanics of the story, I was adapting things, changing the battle team at all would basically lock them out.
I know, and I know that, but at the same time, it's like, it only highlights how dysfunctional and how not even attempting to be friendly or cooperate with each other this group is, because,
So, as I'm attempting to focus things more on the rest of the team so they can have a conversation between the three of them, Red just decides to have Shin Getter 3 belly flop from orbit and deal with the re-entry later.
no, he gets down to Mars just fine doing that. But getting back to Earth, the fast suddenly the re-entry would actually fuck him up, and I don't understand how it
And the thing is,
the first time, but works now.
and the thing is, despite me attempting to describe the amount of speed everything in the game works and how a player's avatar is affected multiple times, he continued to disregard me and add his own logic instead.
I gotta feel the repercussions of that, because, you know, a world where you actually don't take that kind of damage built into the world, now we can't have that. We gotta totally have Shadow Game levels of consequences here.
For instance, in GBN, the Gundam Battle Nexus game, it is impossible to feel pain. The way the virtual reality helmets that get you into the game work, you can feel other sensations, but pain is specifically blocked.
You know, because they know that, like, 8-year-olds are probably listening. You know, that's not...
You don't want an 8-year-old feeling the head of their mobile suit being brutally torn off because they had the misfortune of taking a G Gundam hit.
You know, like, that's why certain things are just not built into this game, because they recognize that everyone's going to be playing it. And just besides whatever kind of fun that kind of stuff would play with your nervous system in the first place, but let's not them into a panic heart attack because of the energy.
This ain't Sword Art Online. Why are you continuing to try to make it Sword Art Online? Because he went out of his way to use an alternative game device that was basically just the nerve gear from Sword Art Online.
You bought the stuff that's in your stream, didn't you? Why can't we just use the stuff that's in your stream?
Like, there is a home system version that's easily accessible. there's an arcade cabinet version that is easily accessible. There is no excuse for this knockoff brand aside from you want to have the capacity to fry your brain and kill yourself because of course you do.
That shouldn't be able to be a thing because I feel like some back of government and or like business something would be down on that.
It's the reason why Sword Art Online can't happen in the first place. Too many things would crack down and prevent that from happening.
Yeah, no, he can do all the fun of re-entry and then yell at everybody else for how they don't see fair that he's insane and he's messed up and you're all insensitive a-holes because you don't feel sorry for him, even though he's the idiot that chose not to get on the ship, did that to himself, even if you want to follow his own logic.
And you also...
You decided you didn't want to fly because they actually did anything they could to try to convince you. Just get on the ship already, fool.
And also, I may not get a Robo very much, but I'm pretty sure that re-entry has never mattered to a getter in the first place.
The only time re-entry has ever mattered to a getter was Getter Robo Black, which was Getter 1 whose paint was scorched black through re-entry, and that's all it did.
Yeah, most things are designed to go, if you're going to have a person come back through that there's safeguards enough to make sure that as long as everything's functioning the way it should, which I don't think in that fight before that his gun took any damage enough to actually justify any of that either.
I mean, look at how...
He shouldn't have had anything go on from that because he's inside of a vehicle coming back in through the entry. And now he's going to somehow get sick from it. It's not quite heat exhaustion, but it's also not quite like you have like fried yourself into shenanigans here. It's a very...
It was like combining sheer dehydration with intense fever.
From the entry, which I don't understand, because you're going to take that level of heat, and you're just going to have normal heat exhaustion here, where you're going to get
honestly,
baked into extra stuff. So,
honestly, I am convinced that if the characters were allowed to play off each other the way their personalities demand they would, May would have taken him to the shooting range and riddled him with bullets, let him respawn.
She would have shot him out of the main common area where stuff will now start to affect the battle zone and would have shot him.
She would have taken him to that battle zone, shot him dead, dragged him back there, shot him dead again, dragged him back there, stopped him with her mobile suit, and then maybe she'd be satisfied. Because you have done enough to warrant that.
The whole group does not function. And the moments where it tends to function between a couple people that exist in it are fine until Red gets involved. And then it no longer functions.
Oh, and then there's the awkward... Oh wait, we almost forgot. The one time he did let the focus get away from his character. Because it was the one time he didn't want his character being focused on. I had May and Cinta leave to take care of a thing, and it was just Red and Ardok in the room. Awkward silence follows until they eventually decide to just split up.
For whatever reason, his character only speaks to Cinta and no one else. So
maybe May on occasion?
They're left in the room to only have a conversation they could have had about what just happened with the Vortex and the fact that people were mad.
And like,
chooses to...
It's basically why I had my character and May leave the room in the first place. I wanted to get them talking, to develop a dynamic, to bounce off of each other.
Him having a conversation with Ardok about how, yeah, okay, I get it was messed up, but that wasn't what I was trying to do. Okay, then what were you trying to do? Finally do something. I feel like I keep messing this up. I feel like it could have been a moment to recognize how he's actively making May dislike him and kind of messing with the dynamic. And this was his attempt to go, well, here, I thought if I tried this, I could make... I mean, it doesn't excuse from his behavior, but it does make his behavior understandable.
It does give him a degree.
The road to hell was paved with good intentions.
It gives him a chance to... It gives him a chance to dig himself back out of the hole he's willingly dug deeper and deeper.
You know, it's not go and hand him a shovel to go here, but you want to try to, like, climb back out here because you want people to understand that you're not maybe trying to be an a-hole because you can. Maybe you just don't know better, or some of the things that you attempt to do end up coming off as not what you think that they are going to come off as. You know, like you could have actually put a needle on that and like made that the start of an arc from somewhere. But
like the waterfall scene that happened prior.
I mean, that would have been a natural extension of that waterfall scene. Even if he still kept it the way it was, and he just kind of rage quit out of admitting that there was an issue and walked away. That thought has still been planted there. And this could have been the start of that, okay, well, we just giving that seed that we had a little bit more water, and it's starting to try to sprout now into something like, you know what, I think maybe they might have been right. Like, you could have worked that into made that a fine starting point, except that he refuses to talk to anybody that isn't named Pinta. And it doesn't matter who it is he's scoring, everybody is racist. Refuses to talk to named Pinta. Is not there. We have not even just this story. There's stories in general that he writes. We're having awkward conversations with people sort of about themselves. It's this weird middle ground of the characters around you are talking to you and kind of about you, both to your face in the same conversation. And you just want to be like, but guys, he's right here. He can hear you. You know, like, I don't. Conversations are an issue in multiple things because they either just don't flow naturally or they also do that and you just go, I don't understand how this is trying to function right now.
Because Red couldn't be bothered to wait for her bear to actually get caught up and actually voice his own character.
This year one has some things to pass off of whenever he feels like, hey, then this is why it's a good point to say not like that. Where it feels like he doesn't talk to anybody if it's not you. Even in moments where he has the time to go and write his own conversations between the characters he's already doing, doesn't do that either. Because in the Digimon Fubar, we could have had moments where Casey here, Cassie and my brain thinks it's Kevin, but he misses Casey. Casey could have had moments where she's having actual conversations
with her own Digimon.
He has over that and can have that conversation go however he wants, with however many of them involved that he wants. And we get none of that.
Compared to my own character in that same story, having conversations with his Digimon quite frequently.
Because if he's not having you balance responses back often, he's not bothering the conversation at all.
Oh,
and one of those things that once you notice it and you see it and everything turn out, you see it and it starts to become aggravated because you just want him to talk to somebody else for a change. God damn it.
And to resume the Gundam complaints, this all kind of boiled up to the point where we ended up stopping. Where the players finally got to meet IRL. Ardok, he suffered an accident prior to the story, and now walks around with an arc that's a rather fucking.
Like, scratched off the Pokemon when he first met him and he completely derailed his character introduction. This is the point he should have, like, punched him in the face and kept on going. I was so mad at that.
Okay, so because of his injury, Ardok's sister had to take him travel with him to make sure he's okay. No accident things, no sudden medical issues, just, keep your brother safe. Red basically yells at her that she's not a part of the Force, the team that kind of is in this game. She's not part of this team, so she should leave the room while they discuss their plans, despite the fact that she really has no means of actually affecting said plans or hurting them, therefore letting her listen wouldn't be an issue.
Well, no, what he actually says to her is, you're not even part of this course, why are you here? After she just finishes saying that I'm here, I travel with him, because she doesn't travel alone. She just told you why she was here. And you didn't listen enough to not realize that the question you're about to ask her means actively we're not listening to her talking to your face. So this is where I go, this is where the speed reading of things
She punched him.
Answer becomes glaringly obvious.
She proceeds to punch him and walk away, grumbling all the while, because now she's pissed off. And Red says, okay, who gave her the bowl of instant bitch this morning?
At which point, then Ardok apologizes for her. And he's no. I'm like, dude, this dude that you just met just insulted your sister.
To
Where
your
are
face.
Your balls? No, this is where you
Even
on the ground.
Like,
this is where you stomp him with your punches and walk off.
In fairness, Bear has told me on his own more than once that he regrets not getting violent in that scene because it damn well deserved that response.
The Phoenix Alights is the name of the mission.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's the tale of Gundam Fubar. With a little bit of other stories that were tangentially involved mixed in.
Are we done with the...
Are cases of, we could have had something great, and then you ruined it.
Are we done with the rants now?
Yes, thankfully. Believe me, I'm just as tired of it as you are. It may not seem like it, but I'm just as tired of it as you are.
Okay, Taro, you can come back now.
It's done, Taro. You don't need to worry anymore. I am so sorry, man.
It's fine. Honestly, I just lost the mood for a minute.
Alright. So basically, to catch up,
Red wrote an asshole that was an even bigger asshole than usual, made everybody angry, and then the story crashed and burned.
I meant, well, yes, but I also meant the, catching up on the story. There were sightings of Yona's target, like what him and Michelle are chasing, and Amuro interrupts their meeting and tells her what he told, tells Michelle what he told Yona when he first met him. Don't let the dead consume you. And then they went out to investigate these mysterious sightings. And then Zeon and Zanskar showed up, and then Char showed up.
And here we are.
Yep.
They are. Zeon and Zanskar are gonna die.
Yes.
And there's one of each of us here, so that's easy enough to remember.
Yeah. Latios has Amuro. Taro has Yona. I have Space Adolf.
until the Drake Cruise gets here, which will be in a few minutes.
Hey Bear, how is the situation with the smoke from the Canadian wildfires? So far, it looks like things have cleared up, at least here. Because it is not as smoky as it was last time.
It just looks like it's gonna rain over where I'm at.
It rained a little bit where I'm at, so... A moment's hesitation and you're finished. Here we go. Too slow.
Wait, it's storming?
Oh, jeez. We're currently dying where I live. Oh my god! Are you okay?
Maybe you should have said something.
No one respects the Hayakushiki Kai. No one respects the Hayakushiki.
Like, it is effectively a Gundam without the Gundam name. I mean, this was the Delta Gundam in another life.
Oh, it's just too hot outside. Okay.
Like, do not for a second underestimate this machine. I've gotten my Tukas kicked multiple times by this friggin' thing in Gundam Battle Operation 2.
Somewhere near the 40-degree mark. Wait, 40 degrees is hot for you?
Oh, and the rain started.
Wait, Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Probably Celsius, all things considered, if he's describing it in 40.
Okay, how hot is that in Fahrenheit?
Well, I think 30 Celsius is like close to 80 Fahrenheit-ish.
Ooh. Shit, dude. (103 Fahrenheit. Ooh.
I knew it. I knew it.
You know the funny thing is, I'm currently wearing sunglasses right now. So, I'm technically quattro.
Dude, like...
I've got like 3 different new Gundams on my shelf, so I guess I fit Amuro well enough. Got 2 RX-78, the real great new Gundam, the entry grade new Gundam, and the high new Vrabe.
I killed Nazis in Wolfenstein. 83 degrees Fahrenheit here while raining. Oof.
Must be another way than this. Go!
Oh,
You went on a date?
hey, Cliff, that's rude.
That is rude. But Epsilon, you went on a date? Congrats, buddy!
Yeah, congrats, Epsilon.
Now that's nicer, Cliff. Thank you.
I'm basically solely in the stream general thing right now, so I can't see the comments.
Okay. Well, Cliff congratulated Epsilon on the date. I had to retype the word date 7 times because my fingers are not cooperating. I have been there. I have been there more times than I care to admit.
every time I'm writing a story, I gotta make sure, did I mistype that? Did I not mistype this? Must be
I
another
haven't been
way to
on
fix
one
it.
in a hot minute. I mean, same.
And spin funnels are doing their work.
Last time I was out on a date was... Fuck, when did that...
Not continue this conversation before Bear gets sad?
No, I'm trying to remember, because I know the last time I went on a date. I just can't remember when it was, because, like,
No,
I went out to go see a movie with a girl I liked. It was a Benedict Cumberbatch movie about Cold War espionage.
Sounds interesting.
It was. It was based off a true story.
I don't have too much experience with Cold War stuff. Like, most I've gotten out of media set in that time is like Raise the Titanic by Clive Cussler.
Yeah, I was trying to make a joke.
Specifically the book, not the movie. I mean, I have seen bits and pieces in the movie, and I can safely tell you guys, the book is better.
Isn't that usually the case?
Yes! Not always, but yes. Like, they legit drop multiple plot points from the book to the point where multiple characters' motivations stop making sense.
I feel like if I were to say, what's a book, you'd kick me out of this PC right
Yes,
now.
I would. We had enough of this shit with the what's a magazine.
Okay, I'll stop it there.
Thank you.
But seriously, what's a book? I had to, I'm sorry. Please don't.
The fact that you apologized is the only thing that saved you.
Yep. This is the Phoenix of Lights, I think.
Hey!
Just give it a moment. You and I had thought it was over, so
Oh. Sorry.
you weren't looking for Taro art, it's over.
I know. It's over.
No, it isn't.
What?
Something's still happening. Don't let your guard down.
Wait, what do you mean Kamen Rider D&D?
Oh, that reminded me of... So, do you want to tell him about the O's driver, or should I?
I'll tell them. Alright, so, story time.
This is the one time we'll make any mention of Red, I promise.
Yes, this will be the last time Red comes up in this stream. So, I got my friends together for a Kamen Rider D&D campaign. Kind of flying by the seat of my pants there, and unfortunately, it kind of fell apart because some members got too busy. Work kind of got in the way and all that, but I'm hoping to eventually get it back on track. But when I started it, so Red had been a part of our first D&D campaign. And he pretty much destroyed that campaign.
some revenge people.
He kept fighting with our DM because he had never played D&D before, but he watched stuff like Critical Role and more or less had the attitude of, well, because I watched this, I know how to do this. And kept getting into fights with our DM, and our DM was my best friend, my best friend from childhood. When we were like 12 years old, and feisty does not even begin to describe her. Every time he started arguing with her, she'd argue back. And at one point in time, when we tried to light a torch, he pissed her off. So instead of lighting a torch, we got like a negative roll. All the torches just suddenly scattered, and one ended up where the sun don't shine on Red's character.
I think that would happen.
Now, fast forward to my D&D campaign. Red was not there. He will never be there. Mostly because I don't want him to know where I live. He already knows where I live because he came here with Latios for stream. Fuck! Anyway. It was me, our DM from the last game, Chocobo, and a friend of ours known as Blue Eyes Waifu Dragon. Another friend was supposed to join us, but work got in the way. So, as the game began, the player characters ended up in what is essentially their home and source of travel, the Cafe Cyclone. But they were joined by another character who I didn't even bother to give him an alternate name. I called him by his real name. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to call him Red. So, everyone was simple solution, move to a different location. Ah! To make the to make the story shorter, as everyone was getting the rider gear, Red was given a riot trooper gear, which is basically the equivalent of a common rider mook, like a mook with the power of a rider.
I mean, that's fair after what he decided to pull.
Oh,
So-
it gets better.
So, channeling how I thought he would react, I had Red.
And basically how I've told you he's reacted with all my horror stories.
Yes, I had him react as such. I don't want this driver. I demand the O's driver. And of course, the DM insert that I have for that game was like, that's not how this works. You get the belt, or you get the gear that's best suited to you. And Red goes, I don't care, I deserve the O's driver. So, the DM insert, the wind god, the god of wind, goes, alright, fine. Summons a briefcase with the O's driver. He puts it on, puts in, like, the default combo, and, like, starts to transform, but as he does, the belt starts to emit electricity, and he starts turning to stone. And he starts screaming. And before anything else happens, the wind god teleports him outside of Cafe Cyclone into the empty void that's outside. And then you just see in the far, far distance, poof, an explosion. So Red died. I killed Red.
Honestly, what I would have done is just went, okay, fine. If you want the Oak Driver, you get No Driver.
I mean, that's essentially what I did.
We'll still argue with you over that. But yeah, come up into
Like, he wasn't actually in this game. It was an NPC styled after him that Bear was puppeteering just to let serious rage out.
Yeah, and because the people the actual players had all encountered Red in his shenanigans. So when when the facsimile of Red exploded, they all got a good laugh out of it.
A riot trooper from 5.
Yeah, he got a riot trooper from 5, because fuck him.
I have to finish this chapter so I can send it to you, because for all the fascination of him putting Casey in dumpsters in the original Digimon Fugar, I put her in a dumpster.
And it took
Beat her in a dumpster.
it took legit weeks to finally get her out of it.
I'm trying to figure out where to move her from after that, but yeah.
To be honest, I never played with someone like that. Yeah, we learned that the hard way.
He's currently my DM.
Yeah, the games are kind of...
I am so lucky that one of the other players in this game is an experienced DM that began to get things back under control.
If he ever gives you trouble, just remind him of the campaign he did with me. And where that one torch went. Thing is, I might do a Common Era D&D again. The thing is, I can't get anyone to join, but that's fine. It's hard to get players, and it's hard to keep players. Believe me, I know.
If you ever decide to do another D&D campaign, Bear, sign up.
I could use another player for the Common Era D&D thing. I just need to talk with a friend.
Why would we be that one random ass Power Ranger that got universally displaced and now has to adjust to being a common rider instead? Watch me end up getting a Mook driver and loving the hell out of it.
Alright. Here comes reinforcements.
Just a quick question. Are you using like D&D character sheets for that game, or
Yes.
do I have to go looking? Okay, good. I just used the copier here to print some extra sheets from my character build book.
That must be the enemy's main force.
However, the Destroyers just arrived on our side.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And here's where it gets confusing, ladies and gentlemen.
As if the street hasn't already been.
I was referring to what characters we voiced.
I mean, the stream's already been kind of confusing, so...
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll have the primary team of Team Rabbits out for this.
By the way,
Oh, yes.
Tara, just ask this thing. How do you feel about Pokemon?
I mean, I don't particularly like it, but I won't just be like, yeah, I don't like that. Please don't talk about it.
Because I was gonna describe a project I was most recently working on, which Bear is to a degree involved in.
Oh.
If you've heard of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, that is basically the scenario I'm going for. In a world where only Pokemon live, a human from another realm is taken there, transformed into a Pokemon, and forced to solve a problem that could result in a massive tragedy.
I was about to say, I think I've heard of something similar to that from the Cast Stranger server.
Yeah, so in this story, I gave Bear.
Bye, Epsilon. Thank you for coming in, man. You know I always appreciate it.
In this story, Bear and I are working on the same exploration/rescue team for the same guild, a team titled Spring Breeze. This guild has 4 teams centered around different seasons: Spring Breeze, Summer Heat, Autumn Wind, Winter Chill. So, the character I had for Bear, I actually just kind of recycled from a previous Mystery Dungeon thing that I was doing with him that never went anywhere. A Pancham, little panda bear, by the name of Slug. Like, I'm a slug in the jaw.
I got pizza and about to start our D&D game. Alright, later, Cliff.
Bye, Cliff.
See you, Cliff. So,
we need Sin in here. Where's Sin?
The backstory for Slug, if I've got my memory straight. Well, his father used to be a top-tier explorer until having gone missing fairly recently, which led to Slug deciding to take up the explorer mantle in hopes to find clues to find his father. He's also quite proud of what he's doing as part of his guild. He views his parents as heroes for working with guilds in the past, so he wants to live up to their legacy. And then the human turned Pokemon enters his life. And now he's got the tail.
Sorry, the human turned what?
In Mystery Dungeon, a human gets taken to the Pokemon world and turned into a Pokemon. In this case, the human got turned into a Mew.
Okay. Anyway, proceed.
No, not sorry. We need to regroup.
That was fast.
Yona, you're safe, I assume.
I'm managing.
Wow, Michelle's actually showing concern for Ensign Yona. Oh man, so that's why I couldn't get anywhere with her.
Please get your minds on the task at hand.
It's Sanskar and Xeon. Well, we did walk right into their lap. You're not gonna miss this chance. I forgot who did Alec.
I think that was me.
All right. Do you want to switch? Because since you're doing Zoltan.
Yeah, you going.
All right. It's a Dre Cruz. I think they're called. I hardly expected to run into them here. Regardless, though, I can't just let them go. All units, attack! Enemy mobile squad is moving to attack.
All units, engage the enemy. If we're going to keep Zanskar under control, we can't just turn tail and run. Did you hear that, Yona?
Yeah.
Many of the times it's been cited have been during combat.
So you think that's why you're a little scared now?
I believe it's very likely. That's why you're to fall back and provide only fire support from a distance.
Come on, Ensign. Yeah, you gonna fight with us or not?
What are you doing, Yona? I gave you an order.
I'm a member of the Drake crew. I will fulfill my duty as such.
You don't get to make that decision.
Bitch!
Good, Yona. You yourself have chosen how you live. All units, back up Ensign Yona. The narrative will lead the attack. There's an unidentified contact approaching. Everyone, watch out! Reinforcements? What in the... It's so fast!
Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Here it is.
How is it going that fast?
That's not fast, that's light speed! Whoa!
Is that a Gundam?
But look at that crazy bright gold.
Its IFF is reading... Its IFF reading is... What? Unaffiliated? What the... What is that? Is there really someone piloting that?
Why is the Phoenix showing up now of all times? We can't focus on capturing it right now. Our priority has to be ensuring the Drake Cruise doesn't get it.
Zeon and Sandscare are moving to attack!
What in the world is that golden Gundam?
A ghost!
Pretty much.
That... It can't be. Third of the Unicorn series. Captain Bright, all units are ordered to capture that mobile suit, the Phoenix.
Michelle, I have told you that you are not permitted on the bridge during an operation.
I was the one who ordered this mission to capture the Phoenix. Commander Mitsuba, as planned then. Roger that, sir. All units, we will now commence the Phoenix capture operation. It seems likely that Zeon will attempt to prevent it. All units are to break through Zeon forces and capture the Gundam.
The Phoenix. So that's its mobile suit's name? What's going on? Why is Getter responding to that Gundam? Oh! 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 Oh!
What? Huh?
See, the thing with the Phoenix is that it's haunted.
Okay.
Its original pilot basically got absorbed by the machine and is now a ghost piloting the Gundam.
And the Getter is responding to that. That's not...
It recognized human evolution into machine.
That's why the Getter is responding, because Getter rays are essentially human evolution.
Oh.
It's reacting to an evolved individual, essentially. Is that an enemy then?
Humanity.
Huh?
We don't know the details. All we know is that previous Federation squads pursuing it were all neutralized.
A Gundam haunted by the EFF.
So in other words, we're gonna have to do this the hard way.
Yona!
Right.
Ensign Yona, don't bite off more than you can chew!
The narrative is I can never say this word.
Specifically.
The narrative is equipped with anti-Phoenix gear. Let me go!
So that means Michelle's goal this whole time was gold and shiny over there.
Go, Yona! Go, Yona! Find answers yourself. Experience them yourself.
This song is such a banger!
It is.
Roger! Rita, I'm coming!
Wait, the victory conditions is that the Phoenix is destroyed, or reaches the end of the map?
What happens when it reaches the end of the map?
It leaves.
So either we destroy it here or let it go on for another few missions.
I don't know what happens if we destroy it, though.
I don't recommend destroying it.
I feel like it's one of those cases where it's like, destroy it, but, like, you destroy it in battle, but it's still there, and then it just leaves.
Effectively a forced loss scenario.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get the free pacifism. Your methods are deranged. Out of the way!
Will you?
Good luck with that.
There's about 50 other Gundams there. Good luck with that, my dude.
They're being led by their emotions. I can still attack. You're right where I want you. Killed with Vulcans.
The
Consider your injury insulted.
ultimate disrespect.
Seriously, I've actually fought a full armor Yakushi Kai before in another game, and it hit my ass.
As expected.
I mean, to be fair, I was in a ground-type weapons rack, and that thing was significantly more advanced than me.
Latios, question.
Hmm?
Would it be okay if I voice, Leon? I mean, Jordan was
Was who?
Leon.
Oh, sure.
That way we all voice a member of the bridge crew.
Yeah, by all means, go ahead. Like, I only started voicing her because nobody else would at the time.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Latios, is Vespa the name of the group that like?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Like I said, I haven't seen Victory. I would need the wiki.
Okay. I wasn't sure, so.
Yeah, thank goodness you're such a bad shot. I'm reminded of a line from Jetfire in Transformers Cybertron. If he could aim, he'd be dangerous.
Oh yeah, Latios, want to hear a funny story of what happened to me and Darren Garrett that one day?
Huh?
You want to hear a funny story of what happened to me and Darren Garrett that one day?
Okay.
Well, I say funny story because it involved Alien X.
Oh. Right.
Oh.
I was already laughing. This ought to be good.
So, we did not realize that the creator of the transforming Ben 10 avatar updated it quite a lot, actually. So, as we were going through random alien transformations, we get to Alien X. we didn't get separated from Alien X and launched 50 feet up in the air as we're trapped in the same sort of inner mindscape space Ben is whenever he transforms himself.
Oh god.
And there's 2 green faces there waiting for us.
Basically, we weren't allowed to change it. Okay, we could change Avatar, but we couldn't change Alien. We couldn't time out. We couldn't force to go back to human. The only way to get out of Alien X is if we were to reset our avatars.
More accurate!
Like, it was scary as shit, man.
We couldn't figure out how to change back for a solid 2 minutes.
The lore accuracy here is hilarious.
And even if we were to change Avatar, it would just send us right back into Alien X.
Yeah, that's true. Because the Ben 10 Avatar has a memory feature. If you were already transformed into an alien, man, the wind is blowing real hard. If you were already transformed into an alien, when you leave that avatar and then go back, you come back as that alien.
I wonder if it's possible to poke someone else who has that avatar to make it that way.
I was honestly half tempted to be like, okay. I was half tempted to be like, hey, my dude, do you want this avatar? No, this dude in question being an utter butthead. Do you want this avatar? Yeah. Do me a favor, transform to Alien X. It should be under Celestial Sapien. And just run off as he screams for help, but no one can hear him.
Oh!
Every time he tries to go back to that alien, he doesn't realize that there's the memory feature.
Like, you just trick him with the big booba lady in the human mode, get him to go into Alien X, and then like he's just stuck there.
Like,
No
you're completely frozen. You cannot move a muscle.
No booba for you.
They still get it because when you become Alien X, you're still human in that subspace.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Don't mind me, I'm just checking something real quick. Oh, I did not add Taro to the Omniverse chat yet. Would you like me to?
Oh, sure, why not?
Alrighty. I must send you the invite in a moment.
Okay.
I
think you'll enjoy what I got going on.
I'm a plumber agent.
You're what?
You heard me.
You recall the space cops in Ben 10, yes? In Ben 10, the space police are called plumbers. And Bear is one.
I accidentally skipped over Leon's lines. I'm sorry.
Every time when it's
Hold on, wait a minute. There it is.
I forgot how to
Phoenix.
pronounce it for a second. The
Phoenix or Phoenix, either works.
The Phoenix. Dang it.
The Phoenix?
Hush! My mouth doesn't work. The Phoenix is accelerating.
It's not as fast as before, though.
Almost like it wants to be chased.
The Phoenix is the Phoenix is I swear to God.
Alternatively, just say Gundam.
The Gundam is continuing to accelerate. We've calculated the pursuit limit line.
Given its mobility, surrounding it won't stop it. It'll simply maneuver past us. All units must ensure the Phoenix is disabled before it reaches that line.
Rita, you're trying to tell us something. But what? I swear, we're always... Yeah.
その程度のスピードで振り切れると思うな。ワイヤーが絡んだ時が。
なんか今攻撃された？ザンスカールザンスか。
Wait, isn't this...
Nope.
Oh, please. Please, there.
ザンスカール帝国に栄光あれ。
Oh, thank God it isn't.
That was the missile attack.
Yeah, Bear wouldn't let the animation play if it was that one.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Go for it.
逆らう奴は他が捨てくれるんだ。
Yeah, good luck putting Ryoma in the fucking guillotine. I half expect...
Even if you did, the blade will just break on contact.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
The blade will just break due to this man's muscles.
ゲッターの相手は柔らき体じゃ務まらないぜ。こいつで蹴りをつけてやる。
Oh yeah, I have to mention there. I found another version of the Super Robot Wars opening, but it's like all clips of different parts of the game. Do you want me to send it to you?
Yeah.
Alright, let me find it.
So, fun fact. I believe his name was Imagawa. He was first director for Skin Getter. I'm gonna have to double check later, but like, I believe his name was Imagawa.
You said first director?
Yeah.
That okay, yeah, that makes sense because the Shin Getter OVA ended up being split into two parts, both being directed by two different people.
Well, I was gonna say, Imagawa has worked with Gundam before. There's a reason that Ryoma and Domonkashi look so similar.
こいつはしびれるぞ。
They may look similar, but their attitudes are very
Wait,
different.
wait, hold on. Sorry, Bear. Can you?
ありがとう、ハロー。
Sorry. I
今
just
度は
thought.
こっちの番でしょ。
Can you read?
So yeah, Imagawa worked on G Gundam. He's part of why it was so damn crazy.
Bear. I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for?
I felt like I interrupted you.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I saw the words Super Robot Wars and PS5 in the same sentence and I got excited.
What?
Apparently
That's
Super
part
Robot
of
Wars
on
working on
PS5.
PS5.
It is?
Yeah, I just saw it here.
Give me a second.
While he's doing that, I'll just let you know right now, I haven't gotten super very far into the expanded Omniverse thing. I've just about introduced Boost, my own character, and Bears. of course, I introduced myself in the heat blast transformation, so I got to do the I'm on fire bit.
Eh,
One of the handful of holdovers from the previous draft of the story on Facebook Messenger.
Hey, you got great ace.
I will be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom.
スピードでは負けても戦い方はある。目の前の敵から叩く。
破れかぶれのアタックは
I
通じ
sent
ない
that
から
video to you.
それ
There.
どの口
All
が
right.
言ってんだ。
モビルスーツとアッシュの戦いなのらミサイル発射
ダメだ。
Her
逃
voice
げることも追う
is
こともで
too
きない。
cute for her personality. It really is. I mean, can you blame me?
No.
落とせば目の前の敵から叩く。そうだ、僕だけを狙ってこい。ためらってる場合じゃないなら。分かってる。光の翼。
Thinking about rescue fire. That's because I hear that word. That word.
I'll produce or kill somebody.
Oh, oh.
Oh. So I'm just going to reiterate one thing I'd already confirmed for Bear prior. I'm still keeping Stalker and the Omnitrix, and the Anti-Trix is gonna have the Yautja.
Okay.
Before Bear continues this fight, have a look at who this guy's trying to fight.
He is so doomed.
Wait, are you sure it's on PS5?
That's what I saw. Hold on, let me see if I can find it again.
This poor guy is so doomed.
What is it? Well, if it's not, a DLC for it is anyway.
This is weird. Like, it's not popping up on my PS5.
Maybe it only just got announced and therefore isn't really available yet.
The video's from a year ago.
I'll look into this later.
Back to stream.
Say that again, Matthias?
Like, we could just look into it after the stream.
スピードでは負けても戦い方はある。出すぎるからこうなる。
That, why does it have spikes?
Look how it's
Zulu?
so goddamn beautiful.
Yes, she most certainly is. Yeah, if you're wondering why the spikes are on the Girazulu Taro, they're supposed to be ramming spikes.
食われるのか。
They date all the way back to the Zaku 2. The idea was to shoulder charge enemies and have those spikes to ram into your opponent.
Batman's health, though. I'm surprised he wasn't shot down.
Same.
Yeah, if you're wondering why Xeon mobile suits are always so spiky, that's why. It's meant for a ramming measure.
I was thrown off.
Yeah.
Sagi, and I was like, wait, that's not his voice. Sorry for anyone's eardrums, but that just got me.
I think you cut out there when you started laughing.
Oh, never mind then.
Eh, it's fine. Whether we could hear you or not, it was a good laugh anyway.
I
Everybody
could-
needs one every now and again.
I could hear the tail end of your chuckling.
Sorry, I'm looking at Sorry, I'm looking at the castrated server. I think you'll understand in the next word I'm about to say there. Blaze and then Kaiser. Yep, you knew it. You knew exactly what's going on right now.
He's going on another rant, isn't he?
Well, not technically, no. You saw a gif of Fetchan and actually got scared.
Hmm.
Oh my god. Apparently Fetchan is an instant sleep paralysis demon.
I may not be able to hit you with anything more powerful, but I will still shoot at you! At some point, I'm going to have to get a bunch of like entry grade and use those to build the mass-produced new Gundam.
Okay, I should probably close this window. Or at the very least, close it so it's not the wind isn't hitting the mic. This is actually what I wanted. Daba needs more. I need to up Daba's kill count. Oh!
I was prepared for him to miss, so I could shout miss, but he hit.
Nope.
Oh,
Absolutely not. Not in any sense of the
I
term.
can see it. You're coming for me, I'll shut you down! There! Fuck grenade, chump. I love how, in order to offset the kick of the gun, it crushes kick into overdrive when he fires.
That is a neat detail.
Oh, you're coming at me now? Bring it. I see an opening. In funnels, go! Goodbye!
Goodbye! Is it Elric?
Elric, but she's not dead.
So she is retreating.
My target's right there in front of me, and I have to give up? Well, technically, it's behind you. Still, even the Drake Cruz won't end well fighting that thing. At this point, that's my only hope. Next time, I'll have to use him. Even with all the risks that entails. Okay, so I think this mission was supposed to happen before the Red Comet. The Republic of Zeon. They're willing to ignore her wishes to chase the Fennecs. Are they? Alright, come on, Yona. Ah, man, you are surprisingly slow.
Looks like I gotta do a little bit. You're there too, aren't you? Let me see for myself. Show me what all of you want Yona and I to do. I'm up against the Gundam, so I can handle those moves. I think you still be fighting at this moment in time. I mean, I'm not attacking, so maybe I want to talk. Yeah, she's not even fighting me back.
Maybe recognizes her friend?
Oh, that's funny. She won't fight Amuro, but she'll fight Char. That's real funny.
I wonder why.
Maybe it's because she's...
The case of that Gundam reads people well.
The Psycho Frame. The forbidden door humanity forced open. Responsibility must be taken for that deed. She and I both must shoulder it.
をしているが、ここまでだな。
One gold suit to another. You are absolutely gorgeous, and I hate doing it.
これが確実か。
Yep.
終わりだ。
I mean, I've got the freaking gold coating high grade, both of the destroy mode and unicorn mode for this mobile suit because it is that pretty.
いいね。油断は禁物ということか。
My question is she gonna fight Yona?
Okay, she doesn't want to fight Tamaki. Or maybe this might be because it doesn't have any close range weapons.
No,
Let's see.
there's still beams except for unicorn mode. So, who wants to see my freaking mobile suits here?
I think
I
I've
mean,
seen.
I,
Haven't I seen most of them already?
I'm referring to my Gunpla of the Phoenix.
Ah, okay. None of the mobile suits I've ever seen even compare to this thing. What is going on? Does this suit just ignore the laws of physics? Yes.
Yes.
Especially when there's more than one of them.
But the one law I can't ignore is the law of victory. Yes, I just did a summoner ability.
Damn!
Hey.
Sorry for the dust, but here they are.
I'm not close enough.
Again, sorry for the dust on the shelf. I gotta get at that, but there they are.
Alright, the strike team is actually gonna get the win!
After the Phoenix in this time around.
Whoa!
I missed all of that? What happened?
It glowed and just disappeared.
Oh. You might want to go into the dialogue menu. You just get to one of your own this time.
He just said it stopped.
Oh. Well, I wasn't sure we could get it done for a bit there, but it worked out in the... Sorry. In the end...
Bless you.
Don't get sloppy. Common sense doesn't apply to that mobile suit.
Wait, it can still move?
What did I tell you?
Rita!
Yona, the Phoenix is going to get away! Use the high mega cannon now! If things go badly, you might get killed!
I can't!
Shoot! Yona, whatever you do, don't do something you'll regret!
Lieutenant Amuro.
You're the one who has to choose how to live. Don't let anyone else choose for you.
I have to choose. Rita, please, Rita, it's you, isn't it? That's you, Rita. Listen to me, please! It's me! It's me! Yona! Yona Basta! Can't you hear me, Rita? I know it's far too late for this. I know! Even so,
Yona! Fire the cannon, Yona!
Rita!
Nope. It dodged the shot. No.
The Gundam is preparing the battlefield. Too quickly to track.
I'm sorry, Michelle. This capture mission is a failure. I fear I failed to provide sufficient information to make it possible at all, Captain. It is what it is.
I mean, you specifically didn't tell them anything. Miss Michelle, Yona Basta's vitals are falling.
I pushed him too hard, I suppose. You think? Yona, you're still unsure, aren't you? Yona and Michelle, don't you become like Char and I. All nearby units, help recover the narrative. We'll depart from the sector as soon as possible.
Rita...
Laboratory.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Mavi Laboratory. Huh, I didn't know this place had a fancy name. This lab is run by the great genius, produced by Military Academy 30, Mavi Hawkins, after all. How could we not bless this place with her name? Did she program you to say that?
You're a robot, aren't you?
Wow, this assistant's acting more like a loyal minion. We might need to check and see if they've been mind-controlled.
I'm not sure anyone should be using the Strager's facilities as private property.
You may think that, bunnies, but it does open interesting possibilities. For example, I can reveal military secrets as long as I'm quiet about it. So that's why you went to such efforts to invite us here secretly. You see, I can't just leave something I don't understand alone. It's just my nature. By that same token, I hate to stand by and let other people put their lives on the line for something they don't understand either. Of course, Captain Mitsuba knows we're here, so the fact that she hasn't said anything means we have her tacit approval. Tacit, sorry. So you're gonna tell us about that Gundam, Phoenix, right? Correct? Aren't you all a bit curious?
I mean, I think we are, but...
How do you learn military secrets? Oh, there's so many ways to go about it. Want me to tell you in detail?
That fate.
I'll pass. If I hear you out, I'll be as guilty as you are.
Oh, well, that's a real shame.
Maybe. It's sort of dangerous, isn't she?
Do you really think so? I think she's trustworthy, in her own ways. She'll do anything she has to in order to achieve her goals. I can definitely appreciate someone like her.
In other words, you and her are cut from the same cloth, Ernie.
Alright, let's get to the point. Tell us about old Golden Sparkly. That machine's proper designation is Unicorn Gundam 03.
Unicorn Gundam.
Oh, I know that name! That's the white mobile suit that was the secret behind the Laplace's box incident. Correct? The Phoenix is the third model in the series. The Unicorn's most notable quality is being made of psychoframe, a metal that reacts to human thought and will. So it's got this metal. What does that mean? What it means is that its exact capabilities are difficult to quantify, at least for our purposes. You see, Psychoframe is capable of causing phenomenon well beyond human understanding.
Phenomena beyond human understanding?
What we might otherwise call miracles?
Exactly so. Here's an example. A group of Federation machines were pursuing the Unicorn Gundam during the Laplace's box incident. When they were touched by the waves emanated from the Psychoframe, their generators were disassembled. Or so the report says. Wait, disassembled? How the hell does that work? That's the point. We can't explain it, which is why it's beyond human understanding. Incidentally, to quote the technicians who looked into the disassembled generators, the generators were, specifically, in a state akin to having been returned to the moment before they were assembled. What in the world?
That's leaving the realm of science and entering the world of the occult!
You're darn right it is. That's why no one's really publicly talked about it. So where is the Unicorn Gundam anyway? There are two others, actually. 01 and 02. And we don't know exactly where they are. However, as I understand, both of them were disassembled and then locked away under very tight lock and key. Okay. Now, even the name has been locked away. It's only ever referred to as Singularity 1. A technological singularity. Something that could fundamentally alter human society immediately upon its appearance. Its mechanism is unknown, and similarly, no one knows how to control it. It's not even a weapon anymore. Disassembling it was wise. Of course, I also think that's an excuse for cowards trying to put a lid on a box they already opened.
So this third model, the Phoenix, what's it doing out here?
Right. So, apparently, it went out of control during an experiment, and no one knew where it went. It went missing after that. But now it's appeared again, pretty much right after the contents of Laplace's box were revealed. Hold it, so it's still out of control even now? Don't be ridiculous. It's not like it was flying around in space for who knows how long on its own. Of course, I say that, but it is a suit made with Psychoframe, which again is beyond human understanding. So it could have been. That's everything I know, ultimately.
So her goal, and Blue
yeah.
Allen's goal, is to capture the Phoenix.
That
Yeah.
Then that means the Narrative Gundam and the Dre Crews are all tools in that plan. Still, I doubt Miss High and Mighty will want to share anything with us.
You'll just have to let the captain work on that end. Mavi, do you know what happened to the pilot in the Phoenix when it went out of control? There's no records, no. All we know is her name. Rita Bernal. That was the test pilot's name.
Rita? Wasn't that the name Ensign Yona was calling? Yona, Michelle, and Rita. Oh god, it's all coming together now. The Miracle Children. After 10 years, it's all connected here, and through the Phoenix.
Huh. Come to think of it, where's Amuro? Oh, he said he had something on his mind, so he didn't come by. Okay. Yona sure was acting weird, but so is Amuro. Yeah, I've seen him like this before. It's just like back when he met that Lala girl. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yet another ill-fated new type connection. Hey, do you think heaven really exists?
Actually, I have this one since you have Michelle and Taro has Yona.
Sure. I was only really doing this so I could talk when FedEx was on screen, but
Uh, you know what? Fair. Um,
if
do
you
you?
want this one, go ahead.
No, I mean I'm saying like, do you want to switch? Like, I'll take Michelle, you take Rita.
Sure, that'll
All right.
work.
Okay.
As such, I've already read my line.
Nah, no way.
Also, that's Australia in the background.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where the first colony drop hit in the Universal Century. And was effectively the opening shot of the 1 Year War.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's an old fantasy from back when people believed there was a god, right?
someday you'll die, and all the pain and sadness goes away. Whatever happens, happens. Okay, dang. Okay then, Yona.
I mean, we've seen firsthand in the Gundam universe what death is like. It's at least for new types.
Well, if you say so. But I'm not sure that's true for new types.
What did I say?
New types.
I don't know about heaven, but I'm sure that we have souls.
Wait, is she implying that non-new types don't have souls?
She's a kid, leave her alone. This one moment isn't our only time. We'll be reborn again and again. And she hopes to be reborn as a bird someday.
And technically, she got her wish.
Just not in the form she was expecting.
Yeah. At least she can fly.
The
That-
sick bay.
Wait, Rita!
Oh. Were you having a nice dream? It's good to see you're enjoying your rest.
Where?
You're back on the Dress Traeger. You lost consciousness and were carried back here.
I.
Why did you let it escape?
I couldn't stop it.
You're lying.
I'm not half the liar you are.
Ooh!
Okay, it's not
Ow.
only Gablae getting the burns.
Stop fired.
Bright just looks up from wherever he is, like, why does it feel like I just slapped someone?
Why is my hand stinging?
Bright senses are tingling.
Bright senses tingling. No, slap senses tingling.
My slap sense is on overdrive. I feel like I'm not somewhere I should be.
You're right. After all, your face always shows when you're lying. It always has.
If I had really tried to run it down, someone likely would have been shot down, and you want her captured alive. Or else, what's the point, right?
If she's going to go down that easily, then there isn't a point anyway. Can't you tell? She isn't even human anymore. The miracle child's become a real... I want that power. Okay, Char 2.0. I have as much right to it as anyone anyway. It was all my doing. She's always been the one who has everything I want.
Your next plan.
We'll keep hunting the Phoenix. I'll go back to collecting information, and once I'll find a chance, I'll use the Drake Cruise again. Phoenix sightings are almost always in the L4 region. I intend to start by trying to figure out why that is.
How are you going to explain all of this to Captain Bright and everyone else?
I'll tell them we're going to obtain a power that will let us win the battles we face. That'll be more than enough. There's no getting out of this for you, Iona.
Yeah, I know. No different. Got my own sins I've committed. That's why I had to find you, Rita.
Damn.
Meanwhile, somewhere else.
Alright. We're almost at 3 hours. You want to do one more mission?
Sure.
62% power.
Huh?
Yeah, my phone's at 62%. I can handle one more mission, I think.
Alright. We only got the 2 missions.
Which one do you want to do?
Well, we've been doing a bunch of... Huh?
I was about to say, we're already in space. Let's just hit all 5 and be done with it.
Okay, well, I was going to say, we've been doing nothing but Gundam missions. So...
That is also fair.
You want me to spin a wheel for it then?
Nah, I'm gonna pick the Second Coming of Zero.
Alright.
The mess hall.
So, I hear we heard from Lelouch?
We did, yeah. The Drake has accepted his request, and we're now to board for...
We're now bound.
We're now bound for
Zilkstan.
Zilkstan.
In other words, he's got a plan for how to rescue Nunnally.
If he's calling us out, you better have some info on the Claw for me. Da Claw! Hard to say. After all, we're dealing with the famous evil Emperor Lelouch. Considering everything he's done, he'd easily lie just to get you as a tool.
Hold it, Carmen. Lelouch wouldn't do that. He's not that kind of person anymore.
Got any proof?
You're right in that before he died, Lelouch would do just about anything to further his plans. But it seems to me that after he put everything on the line to complete the Zero Requiem, Lelouch changed a little. More than a little.
So you think he's hunky-dory now?
I don't know if I can really put it into words, but I don't think he's just going to lie and use people anymore. At least, not people he respects.
So we're all fucked then. Oh, I'm sorry, Webb. I missed your messages. Who wants Wendy?
Just like Van, then.
Like me?
Well, Van, you can be pretty inconsiderate, and you're always doing crazy stuff. But when you do try to think about me and Joshua and, well, everyone...
Oh? Sounds like you're a better guy than I thought. Who'd have seen it coming? Anybody with eyeballs? I've been called Van the Nice Guy, you know. The evil Emperor Lelouch, and the Man of Miracles Zero. I guess Callan's words have weight to them. After all, we've only known those two faces. Still, though, if he did lie to me...
If he was lying, we'd... Yeah, if he was lying, do what you have to, Van.
Although Callan's not even going to defend him, it's like, oh, if he was lying, you can kick his ass.
I'll be there with the camera. Of course, just remember to leave something of Lelouch for me to punch, too.
Deal. You can have first dibs.
Hey, Suzaku, you still having trouble forgiving Lelouch?
Well, I've caught up a bit for now, bit off now. At least I can get back. I can get that he wasn't exactly planning on coming back from the dead.
Yeah, that wasn't really in the cards.
But still, somehow there's a part of me that just can't accept it. It's not that I can't forgive him. Really, it's more like having to come to grips with the fact that I forced him to come back right into conflict again.
Well, if you're thinking that far ahead, then I'd say you were right to get away from Lelouch for a bit. If you ask me, though, what you should do now is go and tell him how you feel. Face to face.
Or fist to fist.
Or fist to face.
Thanks, Callan. We should be arriving at the point Lelouch directed us to shortly. Everyone should get ready.
Let's see it then, Lelouch. Let's see how you fight now that you've been resurrected. Near the Zilkstan border. So you're the commander of the Black Knights, Lieutenant General Cornelia Lee Britannia? I'm Commander Mitsuba Grey Valley of the Dray Crews, Earth Federation Autonomous Corps.
Yes, I've heard rumors of you. That out of all the tattered remnants of the EFF, you draw in the fighters with a real backbone. So, what brings the Dray Crews to our frontline camp? This location was established in secret as a camp for our operation to rescue WHA consultant Nunnally v. Britannia. The regular military shouldn't know about it.
Well, that's...
Alright, I have to ask this.
invited them here.
I have to ask this question. Should we treat Zero as a separate character?
And if so, who's the voice when Zero's out?
Are the personalities that different?
Well, see, both Suzaku and Lelouch take on the role of Zero.
I consider Zero a separate character then, if it could be either of them at any time.
So, so Taro is voicing Suzaku. Who wants to voice Lelouch?
I'll do it.
Then that'll leave me with Zero. Unless you really want to voice Zero.
No, I'm okay with this arrangement.
Alright. I invited them here. Zero. We will need their help in order to rescue Nunnally. I still find it hard to believe, but it seems the reports that you're alive were true, Lelouch. I assume Suzaku is also alive then? That would be correct, sister. Do you intend to take up the name of Zero again? The only ones who should kill are those prepared to die. I stand here with borrowed time on a borrowed existence. By all rights, I shouldn't lay a finger on this world. After all, Lelouch v. Britannia abandoned both his existence and his world. So why then are you here, now, wearing that mask? Just for this one moment, I have acted to rescue Suzaku, the new Zero, and to save Nunnally. I will return to Zero as Lelouch Lamperouge. What utter nonsense. How dare you stand before me again so shamelessly, Lelouch. It's time you return to the dead. We can settle this once Nunnally is safe. But to make that happen, I need your Black Knights, as well as the Drake crews under my command. You have spilled so much blood. Yuffie, Darlton, so many more besides. And now you would have us lose our lives too? Simply because you wish to be a hero once more?
Please, I beg you, give me your aid. I've spent every moment doing what I can on my own. I've examined Silksden top to bottom. I've prepared every tool I can. But I can't rescue Nunnally on my own. I need your aid. All of you. Can you do it with our help? Yes. With it, we will win.
Oh, Can you look at me straight and tell me you aren't lying?
I have no need to lie any longer. There's too much at stake now.
Who wants Ogi?
I don't know much. I don't know Lelouch all that well, but I trust Zero.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He worked with Zero, who was also Lelouch. Anyway.
Oogie.
In the past, I failed to have faith in Zero, and I made an awful decision. If I could do that all over, I'd never doubt him again.
Well, I'm going with Zero. After all, I know this guy can make miracles happen. Atomic.
Very well, Lelouch. Though our mothers were different, I have never, for a moment, not thought of Nunnally as my dear little sister. How could I stand to not rescue her?
Thank you.
Lelouch actually thanked someone.
Not that much of a shock on ya. Well, that settles it. The operation begins tomorrow at 6 p.m. Let me explain the plan.
So I feel like what we did with Zero and Lelouch, that actually worked really well. Because like the second he took off the costume, I shut my mouth. Oh, fuck! Who's gonna voice CC?
If no one's against it.
I got no complaints.
Me neither.
You don't have to talk to Lelouch.
I don't even know what I should say anymore, honestly.
I can think of a few things you could say, like you, me, bed now.
What the fuck?
No, because she had the hots for Lelouch.
Oh.
Like at the end of the show, she kissed him on the lips before his whole Zero Requiem, where Suzaku, dressed as Zero, appeared and then killed Lelouch, who had been acting like a tyrant king. Basically, he made everyone hate him so that when he died, the world would be at peace.
Oh.
But the last thing Callan did was kiss Lelouch on the mouth.
You shouldn't assume you'll get a chance tomorrow. If you have anything to say, you should say it now, or settle for never saying it.
And if I remember correctly, the movie this mission is based off of, Callan didn't say what she wanted to say, so Lelouch fucking married Cece and they had kids.
Oh, no.
Well, I can kind of say the same about you, right? Seems to me you've been alive so long, you don't even think about putting things off. Still though, Ogie, I didn't expect to find you and Tamaki here.
What can I say? Vice Prime Minister just isn't who I am. So I tendered my resignation to PM Yumi.
Well, I definitely appreciate it. I need as many trustworthy staff members as I can get.
Hey, thank you, Lelouch. It's all thanks to you that Japan's free from Britannian rule. My failure to believe in our savior, for everything I did to you, I'm ready to pay with my life. Red flag!
Stop. It's over. It's all in the past.
Zero.
Pardon me, Ogie. It seems someone else needs to speak to me, if you don't mind.
Please remember, Lelouch. So long as you need to fight, I'll put my life on the line for you.
Thank you, Ogie.
Lelouch.
So, how'd the world turn out?
War's madness is overtaking it faster than I could imagine. There we go.
So the Zero Requiem failed to change the world after all.
Not at all. The world did find peace from your death. It's just... it didn't last very long.
Then it's time for Zero to take the stage once more.
I have two things I need to say to you. First off, Lelouch, now that you're back, you should be Zero.
No. You're Zero now. I'm just borrowing the title for this operation.
It was only ever a figurehead. The role was made for you, Lelouch.
So you too, every one of you, you need to give up on me already.
How can I give up on you when you're right in front of me?
I'm only here on borrowed time.
On borrowed.
No one knows the rules of C's world. Who knows? I could vanish in a puff of smoke tomorrow.
Don't say that.
What was the other thing you wanted to say? I need to get ready for tomorrow, so make it quick.
As Zero, across the world with the trade cruise, seeing it for myself.
Seeing the world being engulfed in war, I guess. I realize there's quite a bit to it, but in the end, the peace we built lasted only a year.
And yet, people still insist on calling it the miraculous year. It's because of that single year. People once again believe in that peace to come, hoping that this will pass too. And it's because of their hope that I was able to keep fighting without giving up hope myself. Lelouch, that's the world you saved. I want you to see that too.
Suzaku.
Lelouch, sorry. I guess my turn to lie. There's one more thing I wanted to say. I'm really glad you're alive.
Really? You wanted to give me a piece of your mind when we were first reunited back in the prison.
Yeah, well, the world without you was much, much lonelier than I ever thought it could be.
Thank you. I'm sorry I made you feel that way.
Now, if we can just rescue Nunnally.
I know, trust me. To do that, we have to make sure this rescue operation is a success.
As long as we're side by side, there's no battle we can't win.
Absolutely. We will win.
Sorry to butt in on the hug party here, but you didn't forget about me, did you?
Man? Ah, yes.
Let's hear it. What'd you find out about the claw? Fair warning. If that whole thing earlier was just a lie to get me to play nice, well, you're gonna pay.
I have no intention of lying to you. I wouldn't be so disrespectful to a man with the same eyes I used to have.
Enough yapping then, out with it.
I'll be frank. I wasn't able to gather any real information about the Claw or his supporters. However, I can tell you that they've integrated into Zilkstan's central command as aides to the military.
Good enough for me. Sounds like we'll find out more once we've rescued your sister.
Man.
You said you used to be like me.
Yes. I also once lived purely for revenge.
Guessing you pulled it off in the end. How'd it end up feeling? Nah, never mind. I'll find out for myself anyway.
Yes. Just so.
So, the thing with Vaughn is that his wife was killed on their wedding day.
Oh.
By either the Claw himself or agents of the Claw. Anyway.
Oh.
There's been suspicious activity near our borders.
The Dre Crews and the Black Knights.
I'm sure Suzaku
Kururugi.
Kururugi is with them. I may need authority to engage them, sister.
I'll trust your judgment, Shalio. Simply be careful. The enemy counts those who know. The enemy counts those who know of the Gias among them.
Sister, enemy killed the Gias.
Worry not. Once I make a prophecy, you can defeat any foe.
I know that. We captured Suzaku Kururugi, thanks to the power of your prophecies.
All our preparations will soon be complete. Until then, none may be allowed to approach this castle.
Then I'll head out.
I shall command the defense forces then, your divinity. By your will. Wait, what? Hold on. Web says Twitch fucking ads? No, Lelouch, bring that twink back. What the fuck?
Wait, what's wrong?
I guess she likes Code Geass. Anyway.
Geass. A power that can bend even the rules of nature to its whim.
Oh, I'm gonna take it.
If you want to take it from here, then by all means.
Okay.
How do you know of Geass?
Thanks to the comrade, of course.
Then allow me to rephrase the question. Why are you helping Zilchstan? Why are you helping me?
Everything I do is for the sake of the happiness of the people.
Cult.
Do
Quite.
not drink that Kool-Aid.
That is the dream we and the comrade chase.
And so, in turn, you ask for my aid. Very well.
Yo, why's that guy got a handcuff around his neck?
I just noticed that. What the fuck?
I choose not to question what he does in his spare time.
Knowing these two, not her, but like the guy in blue and the girl in pink, purple, whatever it was, knowing those two, that was probably her idea.
Our preparations will soon be complete indeed. I'm counting on you, Nonali.
That poor girl. She has gone through so much shit.
All this is because your brother shattered the laws of C's world. Charles failed to fulfill his role. But even now, you, whose wavelength is close to his, can let me reach C's world.
The second coming of Zero.
Honestly, when I was performing Suzaku, I felt like I was bringing out my A game for that one.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't think it transferred that well through my mic.
I mean, it sounded good.
I
Yo!
heard it enough to respond in kind.
Yo, look at the unit below Gurren.
Lancelot's Sin.
That is not the unit that I had before. In fact, I don't think it's even here.
Temporary unit?
I think the one I had might have been temporary.
Mika is absolutely no stranger to political revolutions. Let's send the Barbs in there.
Should I put in Ultraman?
Why not?
Dare I say, why not?
Should Black 6 get their time in the sun, since the other 5 were out last mission?
You know what? Cybaster needs some levels. And Voltus
Yes,
V.
please. My cats need a walk.
How's the new Lancelot feel, Should be tuned to fit your style. The Albion Zero was made for multi-enemy engagements, but this one was designed to specialize in one-on-one duels.
Thank you, Lloyd.
But of course, I was pretty involved in its development, so I'm sure you'll be perfectly satisfied.
Still, is machine upgrade all I need to beat Shaliel?
Don't sweat it too much, Kizaku. What? Was it something I said?
I just never thought the day would come when we banter before battle like this.
Yeah, no kidding. Cornelia's team and a separate Drake Crew's team acting as a diversion will have split the Silkstani army into pieces. We'll break through here and head straight into the castle where Nunnally is likely being held. Zilkstani.
I forgot. I was doing the end for a second.
I swear if Evangelion is in here, it's not. Don't worry.
Silk standing forces approaching.
Yeah, thankfully no Evangelion. We don't need Shinji here.
Not exactly the biggest op 4
Op 4, I guess.
I've ever seen.
Of course not. I analyzed a mountain of data to find the least guarded approach to the castle. Your eye for strategy is exactly what I heard it was, Zero. Well then, I'll leave command of this particular operation to you. Understood, Mitsuba. Thank you. All units charge. Break through the enemy defense lines as quickly as possible. I will never get used to him thanking people!
Good, no mindfuckery today. You know, it is funny though, because Amuro's voice actor and the voice actor for
Misato, I think her name was.
Misato in Evangelion, they voiced Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon.
So, when Eva does appear in Super Robot Wars, they make a joke of those two having the hots for each other.
Yep.
The enemy lines are so thin. We've got this. Nicely done, Lelouch. You really are the man who makes miracles happen. Waging war is the only way you know how to live. Right in range.
完全にこちらのスピードを凌駕している。超合衆国の犬がしゃしゃり出てきたか。直撃させるぞ。黒の騎士団に恥じない戦いをする。
I'm really liking that song.
Yeah. It's grown on me quite a bit.
Galio's nowhere to be seen. Seems like Lelouch beat him without a fight by picking this route. We just need to destroy the enemy force as soon as possible.
Dead. Not big surprise.
Yeah, that man's dead.
No, I can see his parachute. He's fine.
I don't think those things are equipped with parachutes.
No, that's just his burning up jacket.
Oh, hey, Nappa's here. What? I'm here for a show.
That's a
But
spicy
you're-
slasher right there, folks.
But
Of
you're
course he won't
dead.
forget this- Of course he won't forget this defeat. He didn't live long enough to forget or remember it. Chances are now he's trying to make a voodoo doll in hell.
Don't you mean Hiffle?
Wait, Bear, look at the positions for Ultraman, in the
Nah,
other two.
this ain't Dragon Ball's world.
Ultraman and what?
Look at the positioning for Ultraman and those two next to him. You got the medals, 1, 2, and 3. Life goes on and everything, so count them both.
Oh my god.
The joke is because of O's driver, it slants slightly, so it's sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? It's sort of like those three positioning right now.
I see it now.
I still remember when people started calling it Kamen Rider traffic light. Yes, I do like Lelouch, but haven't watched Code Geass yet. I've been too busy, but it's been hyped up for me.
Let me guess. I think I know who hyped up for you, babe. Let me guess. Is it our Joker?
What do you know?
俺が相手をするにふさわしい手だれかこの間合いならばやる気あんの
I had a
Ooh,
feeling.
fine.
やり返す
Returning the attack.
ちょうどいい距離だ
Perfect distance.
この程度の窮地なら
That's probably the closest I've gotten to a monotone for Mika yet.
戦力の中核らしいな食らわせる
Yeah,
That's the thing is, if Hiro Yui and the Wing Boys were in this game, I'd be using that voice for Hiro.
そっちの動きはつかんでるそんな動きが
what
鈍いんじゃ
exactly do you mean?
当てるよ
We are confident.
What was that?
Webb said something about a VR concert.
一筋縄ではいかない敵か
Oh, sir, you are no longer among the living.
ジルグスタンの戦いを見ようこの間合い
You
なら
are fired from breathing. Please pack up your things and kindly leave life.
Oh, I forgot
見
about
てるや
that.
つの気持ちはよく知ってるビッグスラッシャー八つ咲きにしてやれ
It's now become muted.
Destiny ain't written in stone, my dude.
Oh.
Yeah, what happened to our immutable prophecy? It got muted. Because Destiny ain't written in stone. Life is what you make of it.
目標に仕掛ける絡め取る頭の芯が冷えてきたやり逃げを許すわけねえだろうが
Do you think Ed just muted his jam project on a loop by existing? Or is that his machine's radio at work and he can't cut it off?
I like to think it's the machine's radio. Like, it was... Like, when he turned... Like, during his first sortie in the Huckenbein, like, he broke the radio by accident, and now it just plays Jam Project whenever he fights.
And no matter who he asks, nobody ever fixes it.
Not even Jaquan.
Why would they want to?
Exactly.
On times the Huckenbein is not in use, they just sneak into the cockpit and just have a jam out session.
They hook up speakers to the thing via Bluetooth or something and just jam out.
Ah, shit. I turned off animations.
Whoopsie!
I can fix it.
All that for a punch? Bleh.
And the punch like ejected a shell. Did you notice that?
Reminds me of some weapons from Fallout.
Yeah.
Like New Vegas specifically. I remember like a weird shotgun gauntlet thing.
I forgot about that BRC song.
You only know how to fight? Me too. Here I come. Yeah, that line there, you only know how to fight, me too, that is sad when you realize what Mika actually wanted out of life.
Yeah. Curse of Geass. Oh yeah, it does change his profile picture a little bit. You can see more red around his eyes.
How did I survive that? For a nation of warriors, they seem to be lacking in accuracy. The pro gets summed up in one sentence.
Yeah.
That I haven't killed yet is gonna kick my ass next time I play after Mass
Yeah, Webb.
Effect.
When Curse of Geass is active, you can see red around Suzaku's eyes. Wow, your luck blows.
Like, when you get to say that to an opponent, that's just hilarious. Well handled, Suzaku.
That name belongs to a dead man. I am.
The name Zero isn't just a title to me. So, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of you trying to claim it for your own.
Enemy defense units have been annihilated.
Now!
Yo, that looks clean as fuck. Alright. All units, remain on standby. Intercept any enemies coming to reinforce. CC and I will storm the castle.
Lelouch, make sure you rescue Nunnally.
CC, if the enemy has any Geass users, I'm counting on you to deal with them.
Naturally.
Well, up to you now, Lelouch. Meanwhile...
In Zilkstan Castle...
Lady Shana, the rabble has entered the castle! We must evacuate now!
There's no need for that.
There's no need for that. I
wait.
voiced this one.
Zap.
Oh. You're right. My bad.
There's no need for that. Our first priority must be completing the system as soon as possible.
A nightmare frame!
Well, that was quicker than I expected.
If you fear the name Zero, then surrender now.
Very impressive. Shalio seems to think you're the dead Suzaku Kurugi. But you're not, are you? Let me guess. Zeros now breed like rabbits?
I have nothing to say to scum like you. I am only here for Nunnally. This Nightmare Frame's gun is pointed directly at you. Surrender now, and I won't kill you. Obey me, unless you'd rather your kingdom fall into ruin.
You won't kill me. Surrender was never an option.
Do you not care at all about your people? I will only say this one more time. Surrender!
Be careful. I'm all but certain that woman's got a Gias. I just don't know what it does.
Alright.
Say it as many times as you like. I'm not changing my mind.
I see. Then die.
6 hours ago, that would put me right at the military council, wouldn't it? Still, I have no intention of dying alone. Not only, my dear, do come with me.
You!
My nation's soldiers will never lose. Not in a fair fight. I look forward to seeing you.
Did she just...
Dead! Surprise, big knot!
Zilkstan,
Zilkstan Castle!
there's been suspicious activity near our borders.
And so, once again, my life alone is reset 6 hours.
What's wrong, sister?
Borgnar, I have a stratagem to dictate.
You received a prophecy, haven't you?
Indeed.
I await your orders, your divinity.
In slightly less than 6 hours, the enemy will strike. We need to redeploy our forces to be prepared for the attack.
Namjala Lakta. Oh. All shall be as you prophesize.
Zero. Even with the former master on your side, you'll never beat me. You see, I'm fated to redo my life every time I die.
The fuck is this, JoJo? Are Gios
No,
powers
it's
just
Zero.
JoJo powers now? What the hell?
It's ReZero.
No, wait. Maybe... I don't know anymore. Blah. No matter what plan you concoct, my experiences will reshape Zilkstan to defeat it.
Sister?
Oh, Shalio. I hate myself sometimes for how powerless our nation is. For how much I must lean on you.
Not time stop. Rewind.
You need to worry about me, sister.
I know. It's the world that's wrong. I will correct it with the power of my prophecies.
Am I out of touch? No. It's the world that's wrong. The second coming of Zero.
God, we got the title card all over again too. It is a reset.
Yep.
I hate you already, miss.
I forgot what units I had out.
Let's deliberately screw with this prophecy and send out different units. At least that's what I do. I remember Barb's Lupus Rex and Ultraman being present.
I think we go through this like at least one more time.
Somebody's gonna have to notice.
How's the new Lancelot feel, Should be tuned to fit your style. The Albion Zero was made for multi-enemy engagements, but this one was designed to specialize in one-on-one duels.
Thank you, Lloyd.
But of course, I was pretty involved in its development, so I'm sure you'll be perfectly satisfied.
Still, is machine upgrade all I need to beat Shalio?
Don't sweat it too much, Izaku. What? Was it something I said?
I just never thought the day would come when we answered before a battle like this.
Yeah, no kidding. Cornelia's team and a separate Draker's team are acting as a diversion, and they've split the Zilkstani army into pieces. We'll break through here and head straight for the castle, where Nunnally is likely being held.
Zilkstani forces approaching.
Oh, that is a lot more.
That is a lot of enemies.
That's impossible. What? I went over reams of data to make sure I chose the least guarded route. So how?
Captain, we're getting reports from our diversion teams. All of them have been ambushed and are under heavy fire. It's looking bad.
Did they anticipate my strategy? What do we do, Zero? We're too far in to have any hope of retreating. It's do or die now. All units, charge! Break through the enemy defense lines as quickly as possible.
And with that,
This two-parter becomes a three-parter.
スーパーロボット対戦30周年だ。ずいぶん長くやってんだな。長くやってりゃ人間
I love this song.
yeah, Heats is really fucking good.
俺の場合無実の罪で無所にぶち込まれもしたがよ。そういう苦労もあって今の俺があるってもんだ。プレイヤーのみんなも困難や不幸に負けずに頑張れよ。じゃあな。
So yeah, doing the whole mission would take maybe another hour.
And I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah,
Neither
we're at 3 hours and 44 minutes, so we're gonna save the conclusion of the second coming of Zero for tomorrow.
To be continued, folks.
To be continued.
This
So
is the three-parter now.
so now, thank you all for watching. This has been Latios, or what? This wow. This has been Vegas Bear, Latios, and Taro.
We have been through a lot, and we're gonna see a hell of a lot more. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I bet you guys weren't expecting fucking time reversal.
Nope.
It's a re-zero all over again.
Wait.
Let's just hope no bunnies this time.
Yeah. So,
No, we got Team Rabbits on our side.
in the voice chat general chat channel thing, I did post a picture of my high-grade phoenixes if you want to take a look.
Oh, damn, those look good.
I apologize for the dust. I haven't gotten there yet.
Ah, it's fine, man. But
Don't scream, really, babe.
yeah, when I first got to that mission, it started to feel like an episode of JoJo because I wasn't sure what was happening. So, yeah.
And next to those phoenixes are my 3 O Gundams.
So, we will see you all tomorrow for the conclusion of this mission and hopefully the start of many more.
Remember, time powers are only fun when you are the one using them instead of your enemies.
That is true.
Yep. All right.
Because then it's just cheating.
Thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys tomorrow, all right?